and time caught up with my plans. When the day broke, it exposed me for the fool that I really am. But you said, let me lead you, let me take you by the hand, yeah. So I can feed you from a good and precious land. All my eyes have seen, you're all I need. You're all I need, yeah. So now I'm learning to walk in your steps. And through the valley of confusion, I've been losing my apprehension with death. But you said, let me lead you, let me take you by the hand. So I can feed you from a good and precious land. Now I owe it all to you, giving my heart to you, freedom becoming true. Nobody else like you, do what you promised to. And I'm so grateful for your love. And all my eyes have seen the wonders of your mystery received. I've tasted what it means. Now nothing else is good enough for me. You're all I need. You're all I need. You're all I need. You're all I need. Oh, I need you. Yeah, I need you. Oh, I need you now. Now I owe it all to you, giving my heart to you, freedom becoming true. Nobody else like you, do what you promised to, and I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for your love. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I need you in my life.
What's up, everybody? We are grateful to be here on a Monday night. We're in the building. We're getting ready to go live. Well, we are live right now, and we appreciate y'all for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button, share this video with your friends. Let's get into it, man. You are watching Young Lion TV.
Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, won't you get up and start fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding. Young lion.
That's right. Young Lion TV is live and direct. We are in the Lion's Den on a Monday evening. And yeah, man, we got to get into some things. We appreciate everybody once again for joining us. If this is your first time here, we are the Young Lion TV podcast. This is something that we've been doing for years, me and my brother and my friends, my mom, and, just coming together and talking about stuff that's going on in the world, stuff that's important to us, stuff that we think needs to be discussed and brought to light And if that's something that you want to support and get behind, we have a Patreon that is link is in the description if you want to join over there and become a member to the Patreon there and support what we do, keep the conversation going. Join the Pride of the Young Lions, where you can get in there and get down with what we're doing over here. We're trying to build up community and trying to build up strong families, strong fathers, mothers, husbands, all that stuff. And that's the type of conversations that we have. Also, there's a Cash App link if you want to support that way as well. And there's a merch link in the description to get the merch. But without further ado, I have my brother in here with me, Mr. Jacob Eugene Evans, sitting here.
What's up?
Rocking the USA hat.
Yes, sir.
USA. Unfortunately, they did not make it any further, but it's all good.
I appreciate their attempts.
Yeah. You see the growth in what the U.S. soccer organization is doing, but there's a long way to go.
You do. Yeah, we won't get into the whole youth system and all that because I do think it's flawed, very flawed in America. But yeah, they are growing.
Yeah,
little by little.
And we got holding down the production. Of course, it's our mother. We love her very much, and she's the best boomer producer in the podcast land. Miss Angeli Lopez is here. And I got to give a shout out to our brother Moan, who is not here right now because he is making sure he's at his son's soccer game this evening, where they got a late one. 9 o'clock is kind of crazy.
It is, man.
For youth soccer.
Especially in the summer.
Yeah. But other than that, we're in here. We're ready to go. Speaking of soccer, we were talking about the World Cup. The US is out. What are your immediate thoughts on that whole situation? I mean, you kind of gave a brief thing about it, but
what do you mean, like not ever getting past the round of 16?
Yeah,
I think if you look at the team, the best players on the team haven't come through the American system. They've went overseas, or they've just come from overseas and just happened to be born here,
right? Like Balogun. He's from Germany, right? Dest is
Holland,
Netherlands.
Yeah, Tillman.
So these are all and most of them are tied to military parents who lived out there. They grew up out there in a system that was great for soccer, and then they're able to play here because of the ties here.
Yep, and there are some like Germany has an American player by birth, German mother, American father that was on a base. Like
Malik Tillman is one of those, right?
I think so. Pulisic, he came up in the system over there mostly. It's so that's, I think that's an issue. Just being a coach in the system, you see how much it's about the money.
What do you think went wrong with their play in that last game? Like, to me, I'm watching it. It looked like a different team showed up.
To be honest with you, I think they didn't really have a bench because they played their bench that one game. Yeah, I think it was the last game of the group.
What was that? Turkey.
Yeah. And you've seen how bad they did.
Yeah.
So when you don't have depth in your team, it's kind of hard. Like the drop off is crazy in terms of
we deal with that in our leagues.
Yeah. So that's the problem, man. Like you don't have depth, and with the World Cup, the games just come quicker and quicker.
Yeah.
So you don't have time to, and think about it, like everybody's going hard because it's the World Cup. So you're not like trying to skate through games. You're working hard.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to maintain if you have nobody who can come in and pick up some of the slack. And I think that was a lot of the problem. Because because you've seen it in that last game against Belgium. They just look like they were tired to me. They look like simple stuff. They were, if you notice, like the first 2 games, quick passes, right? Quick transitions.
Yep.
They're pressing up the field, like up the attacking side of the field.
Closing down on the ball fast.
Yeah, and then just 1-2 passes.
Yeah.
Quick. You didn't see that.
Yeah.
And you didn't see it because I think they just were tired. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it seemed like Pulisic and Dest were just trying to do too much. They were both trying to dribble too much, trying to dribble past defenders, get past the winger and just try to cross it in. Like there was no creativity like you saw in the first couple games.
Soccer is such a mental game also. And when you're thinking about other things, like you're tired, like you're hurting, it takes you out mentally. So, and you know that, right? Like from playing. So all it takes is a couple things to throw you off and the whole game changes. And really good teams are going to take advantage of those mistakes. And you've seen that. Like the Belgium, U.S. didn't just lose to Belgium. They beat themselves.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
They just... Belgium
that one goal where the goalie just kind of, what the heck was he doing?
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of summed it up.
That was the epitome of...
that was embarrassing.
It was.
That's probably the worst thing I've seen in the World Cup, the entire tournament. And it came from our team, which is embarrassing.
It was. But...
What did they do? Just missed it?
No, he came out out of the 18 to get a ball. Almost the bounce went his way. If the bounce didn't go his way, it could have been like he would have went past the ball, but the ball went his way. He got it, and then he went to kick it, and then he stopped. And I don't know why he stopped. And then when he tried to kick it again, the guy, the attacker, got it basically. And then they shot the ball and scored.
Yep.
So it was just...
He just kind of shipped it in. And Reem, he made a play on it and just missed it. Did you see that?
Yeah, but he was running backwards, so...
He had a terrible game, too.
Yeah, he didn't play that good.
I watched the beginning of it, but then I just turned it off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Lord, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is it? Yeah, this is it right here. Here, you can see it, Mom. Found it. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, because it's not in the sound isn't in there.
Video review says this is a foul from behind on Reem. It is a disaster.
There we go. So the ball comes back to the keeper.
He takes it down off the chest. DeKetelaere knocks it away. Tim Reem can't block it.
Now you see how that defender was right behind him, right?
Yeah.
From behind on Reem, it is a disaster.
Yeah. That was embarrassing. Like, what was he trying to do with the defender there? Like
that's not easy when you're running backwards and trying to. You ever try to trap the ball when you're running backwards?
Yeah.
I've had plenty of messed up trap. It's not easy.
Yeah, but that was like the moment where everyone put their heads down, like, ugh.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
It was. Wow. It was a bad way to go out.
Yeah,
I think.
Wow.
Especially with how well they were playing.
Yeah, but one thing I did like is after the game they still got together, prayed.
They prayed, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was definitely more of a unity on this team.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to play this clip and get your thoughts on it.
Listen, man, we got to stop Alexi Lawless, man. What's going on? What's happening? Wow. Alexi, slow down, bro. Slow down. I mean, I've been listening to some of his takes. I thought Thierry Henry was going to kill him. Zlatan wanted to take him out at one point. And I was like, wow. And then I've been listening to some of these takes recently, and the way, every 4 years we lose and we go through this thing where we say, what's the problem with U.S. soccer? And, then he gives his explanation. He's like, oh, the pay-for-play system works and it's okay. And I'm like, Alexi, what are you talking about? You benefited from it like, a kid from the suburbs. But back when the U.S. sucked in Italy, you were part of the problem. You are part of the problem. Stop talking about U.S. soccer like you know it. You don't.
You are coming in hot today.
I was so hot when I read he had a recent tweet about, oh, there's nothing wrong with the system. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, shut up. Shut up.
Isn't it good TV, though? Are they providing good TV, entertainment TV?
I think it's going to be cool until Zlatan gets up and just hits him at some point, right? It's crazy. It's crazy.
I hate when they say this is just the start. This, Team USA, it's been just the start for 30 years.
We don't want it to be the number one sport. We want it to be the most profitable sport. And so what they're doing is they're making money off of kids in the suburbs, but those kids in the city, and I've spent the last 10 years, because I got a kid who plays at the highest level, at the last 10 years, I've watched how they really gatekeep. And some of these best kids from the city, my son's playing in Beverly Hills. He thinks he's Pele, right? And I'm like, dude, you can't play. So I take him into the city, in the hood, right? And I'm like, bro, let's go. Let's see what you do. And the guy's like, he can practice with us, but this is a program. It's free, and we have kids who can play. And I mean, they're dicing my son up. And it took him like 3 to 4 weeks before he even played a game as a 9-year-old. And I was like, that's the problem. How can you be playing in Southern California and there's no Latino kids? I was like, wait, there's something weird going on. I was like, what's happening? U.S. soccer is gatekeeping, and they're keeping all these kids out of the cities, and the best kids we have, they're not getting through.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't think it's that simple, but yeah, it's a lot of kids are gonna get left behind. I think it's culture too, because.
But I think he's talking about like the Latinos that are here, like the poorer, like their culture is soccer.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
But you don't see a lot of them in our programs.
Yeah, I mean, you are seeing it more now, because I watch a lot. But it's hard because most of these parents can't afford it.
Yeah, but that's what he's saying. Like they're gatekeeping.
I know soccer. A lot of kids that they try to go, like parents try to take them to these teams, but man, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
What happened to you guys in high school? Remember you said that it was different when you went to Williamstown High School soccer?
Well, yeah, that's a totally different thing.
No, but I know, but it's like they wouldn't play you and stuff.
But that's totally different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was different. Different situation.
That was a long time ago. But we're talking about now, and we could go into that at another time, but that's a whole different situation. This issue is, these kids the parents don't have money to do it. Like, it's a lot of money. Just my son, he's playing for another team. Just for the uniforms, it's $400.
What?
Just for the uniforms.
That's crazy. That's insane.
That's not right.
And the thing about soccer, the reason why, all of these smaller countries can be so successful is because it doesn't cost a lot of money to play soccer. All you need is a ball and a field. And people, like when we went to South Africa, them kids was playing their hearts out with the worst ball you could imagine, terrible shoes on a dirty, grassy field.
Yeah, they had one ball
and one goal, and barely, if you call it a goal, And
but again, it's culture, right?
Yeah, right.
That's the biggest thing. Like I was just watching something on the Spain kids, like kids that all over Spain, they're playing futsal in school. They play futsal more. Like all over, like on the streets. After there's these little courts. They're always playing small games, small side games, which is really good. And then when you get on the teams, again, like you said, they're all free. So all the clubs are connected to. There's a route, right? There's a straight route from those clubs and the coaches. Like, for the kids and the coaches, there's a route to pro. In America, there's not. So
there's hurdles.
Yeah, there are ways, but it's hard because it's so.
You got to be rich.
It's
first
fractured.
Of all,
I mean, the academies
if you
are
have
free.
the time to travel.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, so just to put it in perspective, like some of these teams that are like quote unquote elite. You're gonna pay like $8,000 to $10,000 a year, and again, that's the base, right? You got it. Then the parents are gonna have to pay for tournaments. You You got to pay for travel to these tournaments. You're traveling all
Hotels.
over. Yeah, you're paying for all travel. A lot of times, you got to pay for the coaches' rooms.
Yeah.
Like the parents have to get together, pay for the coaches' rooms. Yeah, so on top of the uniforms and all that. So it's a lot of money. For a year, you could pay between $15,000 to $20,000 when it's all said and done.
And if you really want your kid to grow, and then you're getting him private lessons on top of that, that's more expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, the uniform really for just one kid was $400.
Yeah. You need a home, you need away, and they do practice.
That's crazy. When we were kids playing, bro, we would have never played soccer if it was
I know,
that.
right?
It cost
Yeah.
that.
Because I didn't have money, but you guys played.
Yeah.
But we never played travel.
We
And
never
that was
played
why.
travel.
Okay.
But
And
the
that's
thing
why.
is, like, even travel is not as competitive as we played rec, and it was more competitive. Some of these travel teams, are like, it's worse than rec.
Yeah.
You know? So when we were growing up, so you could actually get good reps in at our time, you know, in our time. It was competitive, right? Now it's not. It's sad. It is competitive in travel, which is different from like EDP. There's all different leagues. EDP is sometimes worse than travel. Like so it's all, and they say all these things. Oh, I play for this. I play ECNL. I play, but sometimes it's just the name, you know. I play MLS Next. I play people even when you play on the academy team. If you go on an academy team, you're stuck on that team. Like you're stuck playing for them. You can't go anywhere else.
Right.
They have you
Yeah.
locked down. So, man, it's
a broken system here, and they need to like.
But I think it starts with the parents, right? Because I see it with my kids. Like, they have me. A lot of these kids don't have me. Meaning, like, they don't have parents like me, right?
Yeah.
So I teach my kids technical stuff. Other parents don't,
Well, they don't know.
because they don't know.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like, they don't know, and I try to help them, but they won't do it. You know, they're not gonna be consistent with it at home.
Yeah, you can get on your kids and be like, go practice.
Yeah,
you know.
but they're not gonna really do it. So it's just, and again, culturally, it's not there. So they're not gonna do the work. And then you think, like, if you got kids playing other sports, that's gonna affect them too. Soccer is not like football, basketball. You can't play soccer and play a bunch of sports. It's going to affect soccer because you got to be playing if you want to be competitive.
Yeah.
If you want to get good with your technical ability. I think technical ability is the most important thing. Like the tactics will come. I don't think that's important when you're, you know, 7, 8, 9,
Right.
10, 11, 12. I don't think that's important. That'll come. But technical ability, you better start them when they're like 3, 4 years old and grow in that. Like, that's why Lucas, my youngest, he's been playing since he was 3.
Yeah.
And you could tell from the door, like, oh, he's got something. So, but just work on that. But everybody doesn't have that. So those kids are gonna automatically not be able to do that stuff. Even like a lot of the Mexican or even Central American families that come here, there might be more of like a soccer culture, but they still don't know how to train their kids, right? They don't know the technical stuff, so they still are like, we need help.
Yeah.
You know, like, what are we gonna do? You can't afford a trainer.
Yeah.
These parents that are in the suburbs, you know, upper middle class,
This neighborhood, the Voorhees kids.
They're getting trainers for the kids. Yeah, one of our friends is a trainer in Voorhees, right? They're getting trainers for their kids. In Camden, they can't do that,
Right?
You know,
But and then you wonder, like, what's the pool of talent there though that we're missing out on?
there's so many.
That's what I'm saying.
There's so many. There's so many kids that I'm like, man, if they would have started earlier, man, if it's too late for
Yeah.
them. It's sad. Like, I know it's too late. And some of these kids I gotta have on my team because we don't have enough players.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, I'll work for you. I mean, I'll take them, and if they're willing, and you see them grow, but you can only do so much.
Yeah.
You know, when you're already 12, 13, you're not going to grow that much. It's too hard, and it sucks. But yeah, it's broken. It's got to be.
When you see teams like Cape Verde coming through and doing what they did with their small little island, a lot of these guys got day jobs. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, but I will say, most of them ain't from Cape Verde. They're from Portugal,
okay.
France.
So they had a lot. They
Like-
kind of like us.
Most of the team
Yeah.
from Cape Verde came up in a different system.
The goalie though.
Most of the team in Morocco came up in a different system.
Yeah.
The goalie came up in Portugal.
Oh, he did.
He plays in Portugal.
So why they say he's an electrician?
In Portugal?
Oh,
Yeah.
but he has a day job though.
I mean, I don't even know because I heard he was a bus driver. I heard he was an electrician.
Okay, so maybe none of that is true.
Yeah, I don't
He'll be
know.
trying
I know
to-
he plays in I think he plays in the second division in Portugal. And see, that's another thing we don't have in America. We have the MLS, right?
Right.
MLS is just like one tier, and that's it.
That's how all of our sports go in America. So people are comfortable with that. You know, they don't understand the division system that
Right.
most every other country uses for their soccer leagues.
Right. And so like we play, well, I don't play anymore, but
Yeah.
you play in a adult league,
Yeah.
right? There's 4 divisions.
Right.
So that's more like it is in England
Yeah.
and Spain and all these European and in Argentina. Like this is so you can have a small town in like a 4th division, but they have the opportunity to go to the 3rd division.
Yeah.
They have the opportunity to go to the 1st division. And you've seen it happen with
Right.
these teams, right? But it gives professionals, obviously, the lower you play, the less money because less people are watching.
Right.
Right. Just like, why don't women get paid as much as men? Because nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Like,
Did
they
you hear
watch men.
that the U.S. has to split their earnings from this World Cup with the women's team?
Yep.
And people are like, well, I saw people on X, they should be splitting it with them because the women are the ones who always win.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make
Well, the women do have to split with them. I just don't know
they
what
don't make
what the cut is.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's way more for the men, yeah. Like I've never seen a women's World Cup.
Have you ever watched it?
No,
No.
that's what I'm saying. I've
Does
never
anybody
seen the
watch
women's
it?
World Cup. I know they
won 4 times, right?
but yeah, I think 3 or 4. But for me, it's like
Plus, like,
it's not the same.
no one wants to watch Megan Rapinoe. Like, she doesn't seem like she's a fun person to watch play.
I don't even think she plays anymore.
I'm just saying when they were winning in the past,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I think she retired. But yeah, it's a slower game.
Mm-hmm.
And not to knock, like I think women should be able to play.
Yeah,
not
of
to
course.
knock it.
Just like the WNBA. It's like, yeah, have fun.
Yeah.
But when
But-
you watch the game, it's definitely different.
Yeah, it's a different. They're gonna play different
Mm-hmm.
because it's a different style. Like with men, you see the aggression. You know what I mean? You see. I love seeing like the different styles of play.
Yeah.
You know, dealing with those styles,
Mm-hmm.
with how other teams deal with those styles.
Yeah.
That's what's interesting to me because sometimes it's hard. That's why the World Cup is crazy because I hate when people are like with Argentina, oh, they got an easy pathway.
Yeah.
No,
There's been a ton of Argentina like hate
dude,
on X. That's all I see.
It's been a campaign against them.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a conspiracy against them.
Well, you were saying that there's something with Real Madrid like paying for bots or
No,
something.
not Real Madrid. There are people paying influencers
No,
to talk about
Argentina being rigged with FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that happens a lot online now that people don't realize. That like big conglomerates will pay influencers to spin up a narrative about
Yeah.
anything.
For influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, to influence people.
Yeah.
And it's the people who are like, now people are so easily influenced.
Yeah.
If we've been conditioned to look for what's unfair, to look for injustice, to look like, think about all the stuff people are conditioned in colleges and right to look for, right? Injustice, oppressed versus oppressor. This is what we're dealing with all the time. So you look at Argentina as they're making them out to be racist, the oppressor.
Yeah. There's
when it's
no black people on the
did you
team.
see Egypt was praying a prayer against Christians and Jews?
Yeah.
Before the game. This
Right.
is what they.
And then when you saw how they were reacting to losing, it was like,
Yeah.
yo, the coach got one of the coaches or one of the guys on the staff got a red card because he was going so crazy.
Yeah.
Then they were talking about him after the game and talking about FIFA.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what you do when you have that mentality. Because think about it, especially for Egypt, like Egypt doesn't allow Christians on the team. There's a thing against Coptic Christians.
Wow.
Which Coptic Christians were there before Arabs were.
Yeah.
Right. In terms of the history of Egypt, Arabs actually are the oppressor because
Right.
Arabs
They're
came
the colonizers,
in
right?
and conquered
Yeah.
Egypt. Right?
Right.
They conquered all of North Africa into Spain.
Yeah.
Spain pushed them back
Right.
out of Spain, but they conquered all that. So when you're looking at these countries like Morocco, Algeria, that are in the World Cup, and they're saying like
Libya. Not in the World Cup.
not in the World Cup.
Libya's
Yes,
there.
yes, but you're talking about
Yeah.
being Muslim. They're all conquered. So this whole colonization thing is crazy, and they play this game. But the funny thing is, they're doing it right, and nobody's paying attention to that because they're like, "Oh, look over here." There was this thing with Algeria when Algeria lost to Argentina about how Messi is connected to Mossad and
My goodness.
like
bro.
they were saying sports, like people in Algeria that do sports commentation, they were talking about this, dude. It's crazy. It goes too far.
Yeah, I saw this meme today, and I was just like, "Oh boy!" Argentina are officially the first nation in World Cup history to reach the semifinals without facing a single top 10 ranked team.
Yeah.
And then they showed all the teams they played in their rankings or whatever. And then, of course, immediately got hit with a community note like Argentina is not the first nation facing it. Germany did so in 2002, defeating teams ranked 15th or lower until the final.
Yeah.
So, people are just, they're doing whatever they can to spin up these narratives. You know, that's the Germany's,
And none of that matters. All that stuff doesn't matter. Even like you got commentators like Rio Ferdinand. You know who that is?
He sounds familiar.
He was one of the best defenders for Manchester United.
Okay.
England. He looks black. I think he's mixed. But Cristiano Ronaldo's his boy.
Yeah.
So the Argentina game, the last one against Switzerland, you saw what happened. Right when that happened, I knew it was going to be a problem. But the guy, did you see the dive?
Yeah.
The
dive
show
was
that?
ridiculous.
The dive was crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Let me see if I can pull it up.
But the issue was, he said, wow. Like, I think he wrote a tweet like, this is crazy what they're doing now, right? Like, we're giving cards for this. Now, here's the funny part. He tweeted about it against when it happened to the U.S. Because remember I said that was the other time it happened.
Right.
Right? Because it's a new rule called mistaken identity.
Right.
And they don't do it because I've seen dives the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, they should be, for me, they need to come after
we've
this
been
too.
complaining about that,
Yeah.
how they haven't been consistently calling it. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I realized I didn't know the full rule. It's only, that's why it's called mistaken identity. It's only when they give the player
A yellow card.
that they call the foul on. They thought the foul happened
Okay.
against.
Yeah, you noticed all the guys in the soccer chat complaining about it, whining about it. Like, but I'm watching, I'm like, yo, it's clearly a dive. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is right here.
Suggestion of mistaken identity here.
Bro, like he didn't
I
even
think the
touch
question is
it.
whether
He throws him.
Embolo has
if you watch it from the other
simulated-
angle, let me see if I can find the other angle. He rolls like 3 times into the sideline. Like, let me see if I can find it.
And he was upset, man. He was crying.
Yeah, he was crying.
Yeah.
And it was a couple of players were crying. The ref, the guy that was like, you could hear him on the mic say, "Sir, no," or something like that.
But I didn't finish. So
Okay.
Rio Ferdinand, he said something about that, like, you know, a little upset about it, like, man, this is crazy. But then he says, yeah, this is great that they're doing this when it happened against the U.S. team.
Really?
Same thing happened. So you remember what happened, right?
Yeah.
Paraguay. It was Paraguay versus U.S.
Yeah.
Tim Ream? Is that
It
his
was
name?
Tim Ream, yeah.
Yeah, he went in. The guy, then he came out of it, but from the ref's angle, it looked like a foul.
Yeah.
But he didn't even touch him.
Mm-hmm.
VAR, he gave Tim Ream a yellow card. At that point, when they give a yellow card, which affects that player, right, who did nothing,
Right.
now VAR has to step in because they see it in slow motion. There was no contact. He dived, which I think we need to get rid of that anyway, because do you understand how many penalty kicks Ronaldo got
Yeah.
from diving in the box, right? Which is a yellow card when you foul them, right?
Right.
So many yellow cards. I mean, so many dives that he won Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
Like he got the goal that won them the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So many times. So, and I'm always like, man, this is so stupid that they do this. Oh, it's just a part of the game. It's a dumb part of the game.
It is a
and
dumb
in
part of the
America,
game.
this is why people don't like watching
Exactly.
soccer.
People say that all the time. They hate the flopping, the diving. It's ridiculous. And that's why they say, you know, they say it's a girl sport, because you watch how these guys overreact for any contact. It's annoying.
But again, it's because if you're really good at it and you sell it, to
You
them
get
it's like
rewarded.
it's smart.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I'm going to get a penalty kick. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's dishonorable.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about Messi. He never dives.
Yeah.
It's dishonorable, but you know, I'm not gonna hold people to the same standard I hold myself to.
Right.
You know? I don't let my kids do that stuff.
Check out this clip of Dave Portnoy talking about what could make soccer better.
Why are there not levels to red cards? Why an accidental red card like Balogun had? Why does he have to sit out the next game? Why
I
shouldn't there
tweeted
be
that.
egregious red cards where you
malicious
have to sit out
intent.
the next-
Add it to the rule book. Malicious intent. And by the way, like also, if we're talking soccer, we're getting away. I'm sure we'll do it. These penalty shots are so important. Like that Harry Kane penalty shot. Change that rule that he gave up. The guy Harry Kane yesterday was kicking the ball out of his own end and started the process of him going to kick the ball, and another guy just stuck his leg up before he got to the ball. That's a penalty shot? What are you, crazy? Soccer can learn a lot of things from
Yeah,
us
that
Americans.
one- that
about
was
how to do
crazy.
things the right way.
Once we win
That's
the tournament, we
crazy.
change some of these rules.
Yeah,
It's,
I would
but
also
it's close to the Balogun thing.
It is.
because Balogun is going
He's
for the ball,
going and
other
yeah.
guy goes around him. Like, what do you do?
That's why they overturned that one PK in was the Argentina game, I think. They were about to give them a penalty, and then when they reviewed it on VAR, oh no, that was it Argentina? I think so. Yeah.
The first half, was it?
Yeah. And the dude clearly was like stepping around to try to get contact on purpose.
Oh yeah, I know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that Argentina?
I don't remember.
No, I think that was England. I think that was England.
Oh,
Norway.
England. Yeah, England, Norway.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, he stuck his foot in front of him, and then he got fouled.
Got hit.
But the ball was
Right.
he didn't have to do that.
Right.
So yeah. But when you're going for the ball and they come from behind,
Yeah.
and I've seen that happen against USA. Like, was it when Pulisic got hurt? He was about to shoot the ball, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the guy came from behind. That used to be a foul,
Right.
right? And then he goes to kick the ball,
He kicked the guy's
and
leg.
he kicks the guy's leg.
Yeah.
But he's coming from behind.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that, like,
That should have been a foul.
that should be foul for me. And then the other guy, Kane's about to kick it, and he sticks his foot in at the last minute and gets him. They get a penalty.
Right.
Mexico got a penalty for that.
And that's what he's getting at here. He's got a couple more things.
But the penalty shot shooter has to be whoever got
Yes.
fouled.
Of course,
Yes, this
Yeah.
is an easy rule.
Incredibly stupid.
Yeah, I would also like to add that the penalty shot shooter has to be whoever got fouled.
Of course,
Yes, this is an easy rule.
I mean, it kind of makes sense if you're a sports fan just
His stats are so
watching.
inflated and flawed. He's got like a million PK goals.
Well,
How many had he earned?
And I don't know that you should be allowed to do a full goal celebration after a penalty shot goal either. They're
you.
like night and day. What are we doing?
And when-
Like, I love Harry Kane.
And
Harry
when
Kane had nothing to do with that shot, and then he gets a penalty. And I like Harry, but I could score a penalty shot. What are we doing? We are going to take this
No,
sport.
stop
We're going
it.
to fix
Stop
it. We're
it.
going to break it, and then we're going to
Stop
fix it.
it. These are guys that don't know what they're talking
Yeah.
about. Like, stop it.
I just thought it was
Penalty
funny
shots are
because
so hard.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know what-
bro. People have no idea how hard they actually are.
Yeah.
Especially with the type of goalies that are in on these teams. They're first of all they're extremely tall. They can reach pretty much all the way across the goal.
Yeah.
And
Messi's missed.
Yeah.
He hasn't made a penalty shot.
Yeah.
He's missed the two he got.
no, he made one. His first one
He
he
made
made.
one?
Yeah, he had one in the first game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But still, Mbappe missed.
Yeah, Mbappe missed.
I think Kane missed one too, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just thought it was funny because like I'm hearing a lot of these conversations of guys that don't know soccer,
yeah.
but they're like trying to fix soccer.
Yeah,
And some
stop
things
it.
I get because it's like there are some things that's like, yo, I wish they didn't do this or I wish
Yeah.
they didn't do that. But then some stuff is just like, y'all don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of like the thing about the guy who gets the penalty shot has to take the penalty. Like I think
You mean the guy who gets fouled?
yeah, like kind of like in basketball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if
I
you
mean,
get
I don't have a problem with that, really, but it's just never been that way.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. But it's just funny when these guys they don't play soccer,
Yeah.
have no clue, and
Yeah.
then they act like, yo, you can't even kick the ball, bro.
right.
You
wouldn't
gonna
even
toe ball.
You wouldn't even be
Stop
able to
it.
pass the ball accurately. One more thing about this, and then we'll move on. This is RG3 talking about people repping the U.S. I don't know if you saw this.
And that to me was one of the most deflating performances I've ever seen. I put up for the fans because there was this massive debate going on online about whether we should support Team USA or not. And I said, you know, if you're an American citizen and you're not rooting for your country against Belgium, then you're a traitor. Like, what are we talking about here? I can't trust you. If you can't root for your own country in the World Cup, I can't trust you. I put that out, it goes nuclear. And people are, mostly supporting. But it's like, I understand there's people who have other country ties. You're Estonian.
I've been a different citizen this entire World Cup.
You're
I've been an American. I've been Portuguese. I've been Brazilian. I've been Cape Verdean, or whatever you say it. I've been Spanish.
Whatever country woman.
Every day I wake up, I'm a different citizen.
Whatever.
So my country didn't freaking make it, and probably never will. So the closest next tie I have is America.
No, that is your tie because you're an Estonian American. You are an American citizen.
I am. But
so again, let's go ahead and check that. Were you rooting for America against Belgium?
I was rooting for America.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's your country. Now, if it was America versus Estonia, she's going to root for Estonia. And I want everyone out there to know that if you are a Belgianese American,
Belgianese.
That's
your Japanese accent.
if you have any Belgianisms in you, I'm not talking about you. Yeah. I get it. If you're from Belgium.
If you like waffles.
And no, if you like waffles, that's different because I love waffles. If you're from Belgium and you're an American citizen, I totally get it. Yeah. You win regardless. Mm-hmm. But if you are Japanese, if you are from Indian, if you are from Morocco, if you're from France, and America is not playing those countries, what are we talking about? You're an American. You should be rooting for America. and this is, can we dive a little deeper? This is what really bothered me about some of the people trying to hijack the conversation in a tweet. They tried to make it about something else.
Politics.
They tried to make it about politics, this or this diplomat got involved there, or this person said that, and that is not what the point of the tweet was. The point of the tweet is this. In case you don't know, I am an American citizen. Okay.
Even though he was born in Japan.
I was born in Japan because I am a military kid, which we call in the military community military brats. So I'm a military brat who loves God and loves his country. It doesn't mean that when you put something out there that says, hey, Americans should be rooting for America in a game against another country that's not America, it doesn't mean that I agree with every historical atrocity that the United States of America has ever committed.
It doesn't mean that. I think people have taken what patriotism means and just attach it to the government. I think you can be a proud American, root for your military, root for equal rights, root for every person having a chance to live their best life. And people have taken that, and when you see now an American flag, you automatically you support the government. So I think you can be a patriot of the country and still understand that this has nothing to do with you supporting what the government.
You can love your country and still disagree with some of the things that happens inside.
I mean, to me, this is obvious.
It used to be. But you have the ideologies that have raised up, and think about it. Like everybody, when you're like unsure of everything, and you feel like the only way to make yourself feel confident and secure is, am I on the right side of this? Right? Am I good? Like.
But how come people don't have that same energy towards their city when they're rooting for the Eagles or the Knicks or the Cowboys or you know what I mean? Like, does that mean you agree with everything your city's doing? Like, we never put that emphasis on it.
Yeah, but because it's the USA, there's an American flag on the freaking jersey.
Yeah,
right. That's to some people, it just triggers them. Because of the ideology they have accepted into their hearts.
Right.
And that's the biggest issue. And it should be obvious. Like, yo, if you're born in this country, like for me, I don't have a problem with people rooting for, like, if you're Mexican, meaning you're American, but your family were born in Mexico, right? Your parents were born in Mexico, great.
You have ties to
grandparents,
Mexico.
whatever.
Yeah.
But you're an American. I do think you should be wanting U.S. to win. You should be backing the USA.
We've had this conversation. I've been having this debate with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, you should be rooting for the U. Why are you here then?
Yeah.
Like, this country is clearly better for some reason.
Right. But I do understand the cultural ties to your country.
Yeah. But that's cool. But if U.S. is playing that country, you need to be rooting for the U.S.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for me, people always like, who do you want to win? I'm like, U.S.
Yeah.
And then they laugh. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's a possibility. You never know.
Right.
And I mean, it's probably not going to happen. Probably not. But I'm still going to root because you never know. And after that, I have my teams and I have my reasons why I like them.
Who are you rooting for now?
Spain.
They got tomorrow, France. That's a tough one.
Yeah, let's go Spain.
That's going to be like the toughest game, I think.
Yeah.
Because I had them as the top two teams.
To me, I think I have England-Spain final. That's
what you think?
That's what I think.
You think England's going to beat Argentina?
I think England's going to beat Argentina.
That Bellingham dude, he's a tough guy. He's fast.
He's good. He's good. But
Messi, man, you can't count Messi out.
You can't. But I just feel like they've been. It's again. I look at the games. Like it's a lot of games.
Yeah.
I know Messi's old, dude. He's not going to be able to be running. He don't come out the game.
Yeah. And you see him walking a lot.
Yeah. And it's not easy. Now, and the thing is, I don't think Argentina has been good at distributing the ball. Some of the players they got out there, I think there's better players on the bench. I haven't liked some of those players. For me, I think they're doing damage because they hold on to the ball too long.
And they've been getting scored on easy. Argentina.
Yeah.
They had to dig out some holes. Cape Verde and Norway. Both of them teams went up on them.
Yeah, they don't have wingers.
Yeah.
If you notice, Messi, he wants to play through the middle, like underneath, right?
Yeah.
The striker, but he's a lot of times he has to go to the outside. Now he's taking on players. Now he's got to run more, right? But the old Argentina had like Di Maria, who would at least take on people on that left side.
Right.
Argentina don't have any wingers.
Yeah.
Who do they like? Think about it, who do they got?
Yeah.
They don't got no wingers, so it makes them more congested, and you're seeing that in their play. That's why for me, like, I just feel like you got too many things going on for England.
And you think England's gonna top them, and you think Spain's gonna take France out?
I'm just saying that because I want them.
Yeah.
I don't like
France
Mbappe.
looks unbeatable.
They
right
do,
now.
but I just don't like Mbappe. I'm not.
I know.
It's just I don't like
his attitude.
Like, no, I love Mbappe as a like,
yeah.
But I'm saying I don't like his character.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
I've seen him on Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
I've seen him on Real Madrid now.
Yeah.
Don't like his character.
You know what's funny is my daughter and Liz like both pick up on that. They're like, I don't like him.
My wife,
yeah,
she can't stand Mbappe. She can't stand Ronaldo.
Yeah,
you know,
same. Yeah. All right, so along those
who
lines,
do you think though?
I was thinking it was going to be Spain, and I don't know. It could go either way with Argentina.
I would like Argentina to be in the final. Like that's my my pick. Like from what I would like would be Spain versus Argentina.
I think Spain has a chance if it goes to penalties. Spain could take France.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. Spain, I don't know, man. I think if Spain plays their game, they can hit France with some stuff. Because France is very attacking. Like the way the people that came out, the you look at the three front guys, and then the attacking.
They're all really good too.
They're all really good, but after that, their midfield is a little suspect, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I can see the vulnerability there.
Yeah.
So if Spain can take advantage of that, then they can sneak some goals in early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's France. I don't think they don't have good outside backs either. Like as good.
Well, let me play this video. We were talking about why people hate the country and the flag and why they don't want to support the team, and this is a prime example right here.
Anybody who's affiliated with the U.S., fuck them. I hate anybody who's affiliated with the
I
U.S.
saw this.
You're affiliated with the U.S. You're right. I hate that I'm affiliated with the U.S. Yo, this is a freaking dictatorship. Trump sucks mad. Aren't you gay? I am. How could you tell? You judge a book by its cover? How do you know I was gay? Because I'm gay and I know gay people. Okay, the gaydar is going off real strong. These are worse than this. I got a lot of learning to do. Teach me something.
In the Iranian regime, women cannot own property, women cannot show their hair, women cannot vote, women cannot hold public office.
Can't be gay.
And if you want to divorce your husband under the Iranian regime, no matter how horrible they are, they get your children. Does anything I just said apply to America?
No.
How is this oppressing you? How are you oppressed right now?
I'm
KKK.
She's black!
I'm a black woman.
And I'm gay. I'm a gay black woman in America. Gay, black, and a woman.
What can you not do that other people can?
What can I not
Legally.
do? What can I not do that other people can legally? Is this?
It's okay to admit that you don't know if there's.
I don't know.
Because there is nothing, and let me tell you, as a gay woman, a lot of us have been brainwashed to believe that we are oppressed, right? We can get married, we can have kids, we can hold a job. There's nothing a gay woman can do that a straight woman can. Nothing.
First off, Savannah has me laughing when I'm watching it. Savannah is the one in the blue dress. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you rewind it a little bit, when she asks the girl, what are other people able to do that you're not able to do because you're black and gay or whatever, look at Savannah's face. Because she knows the answer. It's just funny to me to watch her like it's just funny to me. Now, here's what's more interesting about this video. She, again, is ignorant about America and world history, which is why she's so quick to say screw America and anything to do with America. But on top of that, Savannah asked her, how are you oppressed? And she didn't answer the question of how she's oppressed. What she did is she restated attributes about herself. I'm gay and I'm black. But that's not answering how you're oppressed. Fair. So then from there, what this shows really is that this is how the democratic mind groupthink works. They don't actually describe how people are oppressed. They just drill it into people's brains that you're oppressed because you're black, you're oppressed because you're gay, you're oppressed because you're a woman. But no one actually challenges a circular, idiotic groupthink that has no depth or basis in reality. So then when she's asked, well, how are you oppressed? What can people do that you can't do? She couldn't answer anything because she's not oppressed. And this is why I say Democrats depend on people being ignorant in order to continue to manipulate them to vote for Democrats. A woman's not oppressed, and she didn't even know she's not oppressed. She's just been manipulated into thinking that she's oppressed.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Spot on. But that's right along what we were just talking about with like why people would come at RG3 for saying if you don't support the U.S., then you're a traitor. You know, like people like that would come and say, no, this is a dictatorship. I can't support this. Yeah. Yeah, man. So speaking of the dictatorship and the government and everything going on, you heard about Lindsey Graham, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Senator Lindsey Graham. I mean, I didn't agree with him on a lot of things, and I didn't think he was. I definitely thought he was one of the, establishment, forever politicians that we had in office. Constantly trying to go to war, but it's just crazy that he died suddenly. He was just in Ukraine the day before, touring that drone facility, and then came out, did a press conference about it, talking about it, and then just like that, he's gone. And they did appoint someone to take a seat. Yeah, it's his sister. Yeah, Trump actually put a tweet out about it. Let me see if I can find it.
He died 2 days after his birthday.
Was it?
Yeah, his birthday, I think, say July 8th. He died on the 10th, something like that.
Wow.
Let me see. Let me see. It says that he had a tear in the inner wall of the aorta called an aortic dissection, was related to hardening of Graham's artery. An official cause of death will be disclosed after toxicology and microscopic testing. Turned 71 years old just 2 days before dying. Wow.
See?
Yep.
It's crazy, right? He died, his birthday, and then he died 2 days later.
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. And then, of course, Iran comes out. I don't know if you saw that Iran came out trying to take credit for it.
Yeah, I did see that.
Isn't that weird? Like, why would they do that? Iran claims responsibility for the death of Senator Lindsey Graham, saying that he was one of the several targets for revenge by Tehran. Yeah, Iran TV even congratulated their military and intelligence services for the job. And this is all the people on the list who you see was at the top of it, right? Trump and Netanyahu. Yeah, so that was just strange to me. Like, why would they? It's because they want to lie and act like that they're doing more than they're actually doing. They got to give their people something. The people that want to feel like they're losing, they have to give them something. Let me see. What was the Trump's tweet?
But I believe that if it wasn't for the Lord, Trump would have been dead already.
Oh, yeah.
They're still trying to kill him.
Yep.
Gotta pray for him.
Yeah, did you hear about the Air Force One thing? Something happened with the plane that he had gotten from Qatar, and he ended up not taking that plane back from whatever meeting he was at. He ended up getting on the old Air Force One, and then there was something about like mechanical issues with that plane.
With the other plane?
No, with the new plane
that he got from Qatar.
Yeah,
I mean,
and something with security issues. Like
it's Qatar.
Yeah,
like Qatar is no good.
Yeah, I didn't understand what the point of him getting that plane was for.
Yeah.
Like as a new Air Force One. Let me see, Trump Air Force. I know there's got to be. DOJ, blah blah blah. They're because I know they're doing an investigation now because something how it got leaked to the press. Like there was a whole scandal around it. It just happened.
The guitar thing you're talking about?
Yeah, Air Force One is wheels up with President Trump en route back to Washington D.C. following the NATO summit. That's where he was. Keep unsafe at all costs. 47 could not be on the brink of releasing devastating military action. Blah blah blah. Donald Trump just. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta find it, but there's something that happened with the plane, which is why he didn't end up taking it back. President Trump now has FBI Director Kash Patel involved in the investigation to find leaker behind New York Times report that 47 switched Air Force One planes in Turkey because of security threat. The fake news is panicking right now. Yeah, so I think like no one was supposed to know that he switched planes because there was like some kind of security threat or a security breach, and then the New York Times leaked it. So they're trying to figure out how did they get that information. It's some kind of scandal going on with that. Like,
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, but you know, prayers to Lindsey Graham's family.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy what's going on with the Senate though, because then Mitch McConnell had that medical emergency too, and we don't know. Like they're talking about that's possibly 2 seats. I saw people, you know, celebrating it online, of course, just like they did with Charlie Kirk, saying "good riddance." I think Anna Kasparian said "good riddance."
Yeah, I've seen videos.
Yeah, it's crazy. Did you hear about the one of the people that Nick Shirley exposed getting going to prison?
No.
That they tried to say he was lying about?
No.
So Fatima Muhammad, she operated the largest government-funded learning center in Minnesota, received over $4.6 million, also received $850,000 for Feeding Our Future scam, and bought real estate with the money, tried to escape to the UK before being caught by the FBI, just pleaded guilty to daycare fraud and COVID fraud. Remember this video?
Business card? No, I would like your business card, actually. You talk to your manager. Okay, can I speak with somebody? Where are the children at?
You remember this?
Are there children here today?
Yeah,
no.
I'm just
no
trying
children.
To, like, how come the picture
Why are there
doesn't
no
look
children?
like her?
Well, she's the one that runs this daycare center. She's not the one working there right now.
Oh, okay,
this is the one that she runs. That
Okay.
that when the media got a hold of this, they said, "Oh, he showed up there with cameras. Of course they didn't let him in. Oh, they don't know what they're talking about. The lady said the kids don't show up till 2 p.m. Remember? They were saying, "Oh, it was all a scam."
Why would kids show up at 2 p.m.?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's stupid.
But yeah, she is now pled guilty to the crimes, $4.6 million. But you know what's funny? This is how she shows up when she goes to court.
After she shut down her daycare, booked a flight to London, and was arrested by the FBI.
Ms. Mahmoud, are you here to plead guilty today?
50-year-old Fahima
You see how she
Mahmoud
comes
admits
completely
she committed
covered.
daycare fraud. Running Future Leaders Early Learning Center on 36th and
And she
Chicago
was in court
Avenue,
like that.
Minneapolis since
And the fact that they allow them to do that is crazy.
Yep.
Like, you're allowed to be in court fully face covered.
Yeah. Man, they use it. They use it however they can.
Mm-hmm.
15, Mahmoud collected the most Child Care Assistance Program, or CCAP, money in the state last year at $3.7 million. In federal court while entering her plea, Mahmoud and her attorney specified that there were children attending her daycare and that she has receipts. But the government didn't accuse her of inflating attendance at her center during the swift investigation that followed the attention in Minnesota placed on daycare fraud. Instead, the FBI learned from families that Mahmoud did not charge them the required copay to receive CCAP money, which provided incentive for more families to sign up. By pleading guilty to conspiracy to defraud the United States, Mahmoud admits receiving $4.63 million in taxpayer money with that scheme.
Ms. Mahmoud, any comment? Are you going to be able to pay back any of the money?
That's not all. Mahmoud also admits taking part in the Feeding Our Future meal fraud scheme, claiming to serve up to 60,000 meals per month to needy kids out of her daycare, fraudulently collecting another $850,000.
How is it so easy for them to do this? Like they're deliberately setting it up for them to just defraud us and steal our taxpayer dollars.
But where's that money going?
They're sending it back to Somali, remember? All the suitcases full of money.
Oh.
And it was going right. They were saying a lot of it ended up right in the terrorist group's hands. Al-Shabaab or whatever it was.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And this is known from even people in Islam, like that Somalians do these type of scams. Like,
yeah.
It's known.
Yeah. It's not something that people don't know about. But apparently it's not just Somalis. Nick Shirley was in New York with Dr. Oz.
How many pharmacies do you need on this little
exposing
strip of terrain
in
Flushing?
Koreatown, I think it was.
You can't even believe this is true unless you see it. There's a strip there. There are more than half a dozen pharmacies, back to back to back. The question is, how many pharmacies do you need back to back to back to back? Now, if I was running a restaurant, I might think about it because it's, a food court. This is like a pharmacy court. So we got one here.
One right there.
Number two, another pharmacy. Again, the question becomes, how many do you actually need? Another pharmacy. I'm losing track, but there's
now
more.
We're at 4.
Yeah, it's like a game show.
So right here we have another adult daycare. Look
Across
at this.
the street.
Across the street.
And
we have
again, more pharmacies.
More pharmacies.
I mean, after a while, you start to realize something's not right. And then you actually look at the books, the finances, which is my job, and we see billions of dollars being spent on social adult daycare, which it seems inconceivable. The spot we just walked into, they have 15 people. He says they see 25 people a day. What if I could run a business that made millions of dollars and seeing 15, 25 people not doing anything except playing, video games and mahjong and some yoga?
And another adult daycare right there.
Yep. After a while, it's almost clutters your mind to mention more. There's more pharmacies.
Another pharmacy right there. Yeah, another one right there. Another pharmacy right here.
Come on, we're double digits now.
And this is in Mom Donnie's New York.
What is it like that they have so many pharmacies?
That's what they're saying.
Did they figure it out or no?
No, they're trying to figure it out.
There's got to be something.
That doesn't make any sense. They said on that one block there was 13. They
How are
ended
you
up counting.
making money?
Yeah.
You got that many? That's crazy.
Something's not right there. Something is way up with that. Yeah, he does maybe they get to the bottom of some of it. There's a 52-minute long video of them going and investigating like he did in Minnesota. So he's continuing to do what he's been doing all over the place. But Mom Donnie wants you to turn up your AC to 78 degrees to help the problem. Everybody was talking about that. Like, people were pissed off. Did you hear when he said that, Mom? No. He told everybody that they need to turn their AC up to 78 degrees.
You might as well just go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no one's doing that. Then there was another scam that got exposed
since 2015. Over 70% came from India and nearly 12% from China. And when you zoom in on this map you're looking at, you can see where most are being hired. The dark red spots show a high density of H-1B visa holders. And now we're learning more about the fraud within the program. One former official tells Newsweek that up to 90% of applications, 90% from India, contain fraudulent documents or involve unqualified applicants. And finance law enforcement in India claim it has uncovered a network of universities that produce fake degrees, which were possibly used to obtain these high-skilled H-1B visas, including one school which allegedly stole over 36,000 fake degrees, sold, I should say. It cost as little as $1,400 for one of those. And while these are supposed to be high-skilled employees, during almost all of Biden's time in office, 83% got junior or entry-level positions. And now Texas is taking action, cracking down on those abusing the program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one thing that they were saying, like, out of all the thousands of people that they investigated, it was like 1,000 and something, right? For this one group coming out of India.
Yeah.
There were like 11 that were actually qualified.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was over 1,000. I don't know, like 1,100, I'm thinking, but
So much corruption. It's like you can't even imagine.
I mean, think about how much money we would have if we would stop letting people defraud this country.
Mm-hmm.
We would have our streets would be paved in gold.
Yeah.
Like-
and like, who do you look at?
Yeah.
Who do you look
You
at?
have to look at the leadership.
Are you going to be mad at the people who are attempting to do
No,
this?
you got to be mad at the leadership. You got to be mad at the leadership.
Like, if people keep breaking into our house and we don't do nothing about it, well, we got to look at ourselves.
Yeah, that's why we had to do something about the border, right?
Yeah, we got to get some new security. Might have to get a gun. Like, we got to do some stuff.
Yeah.
We got to figure it out. Like, oh, let me just, you know what? The lock on my door is messed up. I'm not going to fix it. Somebody comes in the house, they come in. Like, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
We're just letting people in the country. Oh, all right, we'll deal with that. But yeah, so much. Think about all the money that's being lost.
Yeah. I mean, just USAID alone was billions and billions of dollars. Now we're talking about this Somali fraud. Then we found out about the Armenian fraud in California. Then now we're looking at these Korean pharmacies. What the heck is that?
Yeah.
And adult daycares.
Yeah.
What the heck is adult daycare?
They set up a building and get government funding to have people come there and play video games, like he said.
Well, yeah, it's for older, basically either people who have issues like
special needs,
but mainly elderly people.
Yeah.
Like they have them. They have some in Jersey. I've been to some, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I went to one. It's like, I think it was Asian. It might have been. It was either Indian or some kind of Asian, and it was. I went in there. I'm like, yo, this is weird
for real.
And they were all just sitting around, talking.
Yeah.
You know, like not doing anything. But I was.
I wonder
just so
how much
confused.
money they're getting.
But it said adult daycare.
Wow.
Yeah. It was actually right near Dad's old apartment.
Oh, the
You know?
Heathers?
Yeah, near the Heathers.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like, you know, when you go up, what's the name of that main street?
Laurel Road?
Blackwood
Clementon Road.
Oh, okay.
Like you go up there.
Yeah.
You know how they had those shops on the side?
Mhm.
Like, it was like one of those.
Like across the street from his?
Yeah.
You like where
Like up a little
where
bit further, I'm
McDonald's
saying.
Bar and Grill used to be in that plaza?
No, like, I don't know.
Like further up Blackwood Clement.
Blackwood Clement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next to ShopRite, like that area?
Like across from
the
ShopRite,
old
but-
shop,
but a little further up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So,
Okay.
So it's not far from me, so I can probably go in there.
Yeah, you should go see if you could. Maybe you can meet somebody, man.
That's not why I was even thinking. I wanted to check it out, see what. But it's Indian, right? And I'm not Indian.
You should do an investigation,
I think
Mom.
they were Indian.
Borrow John's meta glasses and go in there and do an investigation.
But yeah, they got like a transport and take people places.
You should really do that while I'm going there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But that's not like we're looking at all this stuff going on, and it's a spit in the face to what this country was founded on, which we're going to get into now.
Yeah.
No, but it's a spit in the face on all of us.
Well, of course.
Because they're coming in here getting all this stuff for free and doing everything, and we're here struggling,
Yeah.
working hard, trying to make it live.
Paying tons of taxes
Exactly.
to fund their scams. I wanted to play this clip because it's something that they did over the weekend for the 100-year. Was it the 100-year of Benjamin Franklin?
100, yeah.
Yeah, 100th year of
Benjamin Franklin.
the Benjamin Franklin Bridge.
The Benjamin Franklin Bridge.
Yeah.
That connects Philly and Jersey.
Yeah.
And we spent a lot of time on that bridge.
Yeah.
And you went out there people walked across it
Yeah, they had like a little on the Camden side. They had like food trucks and they had a stage.
Yeah.
And people were.
Oh,
It's
that's
like more
cool.
like cultural stuff going on
Yeah.
there. It was a lot.
A lot of people. That's
A lot of
crazy.
people, but you'll see from the video. I just showed it like before we were gonna walk over, just to see how many people there were because it was.
Wow.
So, can you zoom in? Like pause it real quick. And then try to zoom in?
I don't know if I can on this player. No, I can't.
All right, because if you get like closer to the bridge,
Let me see if I can do it
it's
like
worse.
this. Okay. Yeah, I can do it like this.
Yeah, so like go in, see if you can go a little
That's
bit
as
more.
far as I can go.
So like, okay, as you go in further.
Yeah.
So I'm taking this picture as we're walking closer, right? Or taking a video. Bro, we stopped and just went back.
So you didn't even go across?
You were barely moving.
Wow.
That's how many people there were. Like,
wow.
We were there for like 20 minutes and we walked hardly anywhere. So we're looking at I'm not gonna walk all the way over the bridge. And what is the point? I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna get a nice walk.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It was pointless.
People just standing around then. They weren't really walking.
No, people
It
are
was just so
walking.
many
It was
people.
so many people.
Oh.
Like literally, you gotta I had to hold on to my kids because everybody's around you.
Wow.
It was packed. Like that's why I'm saying like right there, it's a little bit less.
Yeah.
But when you get closer to like walking over,
Mm-hmm.
it was so many people. I'm
Wow.
like even going, I'm like, yo, can this hold all of these people?
The bridge. It can hold cars and trucks,
Yeah.
but the people.
So we went and we tried, and then we're like, all right, guys, everybody ready to go? Yes. And we turned right around and just left.
Oh,
like
that's
there was
funny.
the food courts. I don't think they expected that many people. Was crazy out there.
That's crazy.
The food trucks, not food courts. The food trucks. Every one was a line that was like all the way down the street, like
Yeah.
far. So
and they probably all ran out of stuff, and
there was no
weren't-
point.
Yeah,
It was like overwhelming.
Yeah.
It was no point being there because it was just too many.
Too many people.
Yeah.
They didn't expect it that many, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think so. But it was cool to see how many people came out. A lot of people had like American flags on.
The opposite of what we were just saying.
Yeah.
That's good.
But where did you guys park? All
They
those
had parking in
people.
Rutgers.
Oh, all those people?
A lot of the people came over from Philly too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did a lot of people take the train and stuff? Maybe
People took the train. People
Yeah.
parked all over. Like a lot of people didn't know where the parking was. I don't think because people were parking at the Burger King
Oh,
and
yeah,
McDonald's.
yeah.
And they were like saying like, "You guys can't park
Yeah,
there."
yeah.
People were parking all over anywhere they could find parking, but they had like certain parking at Rutgers. Like there was because there's nobody there during the
Mhm.
summer
Mhm.
like that, so you could park in most of the parking. So that's where we found a spot. So it wasn't even far.
Okay.
And we were going to Bethlehem.
Yeah, you guys were going to
Yeah. So we
what was
had
it,
the
Caribbean
Reggae Fest over
Reggae
there.
Fest.
Yeah. So, but I remember, like, we had to do a route a certain way because of the traffic
yeah.
and the bridge was closed and everything. So we ended.
What did you take? What bridge?
I forget. I think we took Commodore Barry. Yeah, I think we took that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we took 295.
Down 295.
No, we went up 290. It was.
So if you went up 295, then
Betsy, wait, what's the one? If
you
go
had
up?
to take Tacony.
Yeah, maybe Tacony. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
So you went up 295, then went to 73.
Yeah.
straight
Tacony.
down.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it was packed there too. It was
Yeah.
at Steel Stacks. We performed there before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. On that same stage. But their sound system is so good, man.
Really?
Yeah, we were sitting far from the stage and it was still sounding loud and clear. Like we were on the side far away. Like and you could hear everything.
Man, Bethlehem does a good job.
They do. They had only thing was they had a lot of different food trucks. They had like Cuban, Thai, Jamaican food. I didn't eat anything, but everybody said it wasn't that good.
No.
Yeah, the food was whack. Like all these food trucks are like they're trying to come up with concepts, but their execution's terrible.
Yeah.
You know, like they did. Like,
I've been noticing that a lot.
Yeah,
with food trucks.
They were trying to do like a fusion noodle, Jamaican noodle thing, where it's like you get these noodle, but it's instant noodles with some chicken, $17.
That's a rip-off. You buy those noodles for $1.50.
In a cup, and they have like these little cups that look all fancy that they put it in. They mix it up, put it in there.
It's just the experience.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
They forgot about the food.
Liz got me a coconut. Like they had fresh coconut out there. Like $16 for a coconut.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. But anyway, back to the founding fathers, the founding of this country. You had some clips that you sent me that were definitely cool. I watched them earlier, showing how when people say that this country is not founded on Christian values, how they're wrong.
Yeah, definitely. Dead wrong.
So let's play a little
Katie
bit of
Couric had this. This was like last month. This is like exactly the perfect encapsulation of what I grew up, high school and college, hearing and feeling. All right, let's go ahead.
I would love to get your take on the rise of Christian nationalism in this country and around the world. The University of Massachusetts at Amherst recently released a poll that shows how Americans are feeling with the 250th anniversary of our country.
That's this week.
And
Happy birthday.
there's a huge divide between Democrats and Republicans on the extent to which the U.S. should be a Christian country. Nearly 80% of Republicans believe the U.S. was founded as a Christian nation.
Correct.
72% believe the government should advocate Christian values.
Correct.
54% believe the U.S. should be declared a Christian nation. And I thought this was really disturbing.
It's very disturbing. It's very disturbing.
Another
Christian
Public
ideas are so
Religion
disturbing.
Research Institute poll found that 56% of Republicans qualify as either adherents or sympathizers of Christian nationalism.
Will you pause, Trinity, real quick? Because we're going to go on and you're going to respond to the next thing. But for people who are listening, whenever you hear the phrase Christian nationalism, that is 99.9% of the time, it's a scare label that's intentionally designed to stigmatize Christians advocating for their values in the public square. So essentially, I'll just shoot you really straight. If you put in front of me, and hey man, your two options are atheistic globalism, like woke secular paganism, or Christian nationalism, I'm going to go, well, heck yes, I'm that one. So 99% of the time, Christian nationalism is a scare label that what it does is it non-verbally says, I, as a secular person, am allowed to advocate for my values in the public square, but you, as a Christian, are not allowed to advocate for your values in the public square because that's scary Christian nationalism.
And he's not even mentioning Islam in the mix of that, where they're advocating for Sharia law. They're advocating for their beliefs to be pushed upon the entire country. They're doing that in Europe. They're doing that in the UK. He's not even mentioning that. He's just talking about the atheists.
I want you to know the play that's being run on you. Yep. People stigmatize to divide is what they're, so let's stigmatize the phrase so that we can keep you from advocating for your values in the public square. Which, by the way, we're just going, well, God's commands are not burdensome. That's actually what's good for people, societies, that sort of families, all this. So we want that stuff. So now watch what this professor says, and this is what you're going to respond to.
What's going on here?
So, Katie, you've called me professor 3 times already, and I'm going to take that as a license to make a really incredibly boring academic point, which is that, or maybe it's not so boring, maybe it's more fundamental. You also can't do democracy without history. So those views that people hold, some of them are views about the past, and they're wrong. The United States was not, I mean, there are issues on which you can be right and wrong, and this is one where you can be wrong. The United States was not, in fact, founded on Christian principles in any sense. It's simply not true.
Pause.
In any sense. Like,
crazy.
just so matter-of-factly, it was not founded in any sense.
So, in
Now,
1813...
Real quick. This is the problem with mainstream media, is that they'll just bring on somebody who they call an expert, and then, quote unquote, again, debunk something.
Yeah, like Dr. Fauci did all through COVID, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
With no type of pushback.
Yeah.
And this is why we have so many problems. Like, we need debate. We need people to be pressed because you can just say this stuff. And it's so dangerous. And people would just be like, all right, we're good. Like, exactly. And then you'll hear them say the same stuff over and over again instead of actually like, well, let me figure this out. Let me see if it's true or not. You know, like,
let's look at the actual data and the history and the evidence that we have here instead of just taking someone's word for it. Yeah.
That's why you have stuff like the 1619 Project that came out, and you have these people who, like, if you just look at the people who are behind it, you'll see, like, wait a minute, something ain't right here. You know, it's annoying.
We're going right into it. Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
So John Adams writes Thomas Jefferson a letter. This is late in life. They're becoming friends again. They had some hardships along the way. And so he writes him a letter. And
John, by the way, John Adams, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, one of the founders of our nation.
Correct.
Yep.
First vice president, second president, one of the most significant. In fact, for 250 years that we're celebrating, he's the guy responsible for so much of it. He's the one that nominated that George Washington would be our commander in chief. He's like literally, his fingerprints are on almost everything in the American founding. Super important founding father. But he writes Thomas Jefferson. He's like, remember 40 years ago when we were together, we were so young, ambitious. We had so much disagreement. We had all these issues. He said, but when we got together as a group, in the midst of our frustration, we finally found common ground. Now, the letter's like 4.5 pages. I just pulled one sentence from it, but I would encourage people, go read it because there's literally paragraphs on this. He says the general principles upon which the fathers achieved independence were the general principles of Christianity.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So let me contrast these things. The quote from the professor with Katie Couric is the United States was not in fact founded on Christian principles in any sense. That's simply not true. Then John Adams, who founded the nation, is saying the general principles on which the fathers achieved independence were the general principles of Christianity.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Katie Couric.
Yeah. Let's go to the next clip.
Yeah, I mean, dude. It's just like
Smithsonian Museum of American History.
It's just basic, you know what I mean?
Like the
All you
evidence
gotta
is
do
right there.
You got to do a little digging and not be biased.
Yeah.
And just want to find out what really happened.
Smithsonian Museum of American History in Washington, D.C. has one of the very first ships of the American Navy. Josh? This is one of the first ships in the American Navy. It's called the Gunboat Philadelphia.
Are you that thing?
That's it.
Took down you said a 20 gun?
So it was a 64 gun British man of war ship and a 20 gun. Now that's not the actual one from the battle because the one from the battle doesn't exist anymore. But that's one of that's one of the very first ships in the American Navy.
So we had stuff like that.
That's what we're fighting
they had
with.
64 gun armada.
And you have to ask a question like, so did you row really fast in their direction? Like, how are you pulling this off? And this was the point. John Adams wrote Abigail a letter after this where he says, Abigail, I was eating dinner at a tavern and there were men eating dinner behind me. And they were talking about how does this happen. And one of the men said this as his explanation. It appears to me the eternal Son of God is operating powerfully against the British nation. So not only did the founding fathers recognize that Jesus was part of the story, the American citizens did. Trinity, go to the one that the three guys, past this, the three guys at the end, right there. So when the American Revolution ends, and this is to put a bow on the Katie Couric clip, those three guys on the left is John Jay, the middle is John Adams, the right is Benjamin Franklin. They're the three guys that signed the peace treaty that ends the American Revolution. This is the peace treaty. It's called the Peace Treaty of Paris. It's on display in Washington, D.C. On the left, you see there's 4 signatures. The top one with the ribbon is David Hartley, the British ambassador. Then you have John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, John Jay. Now, Josh, this is a document that ends the American Revolution, brings peace between us and Great Britain, and establishes America as a free and independent nation. Okay, the top right, Trinity, click that next button. Look at the title of this document. In the name of the most holy and undivided Trinity.
Wow. Trinity. Wow. Good job, Trinity.
Well played. But here's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, did you know we became a nation in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit?
Never heard that literally before this moment.
And this would be my question. Like, hey, Josh, how many textbooks have you seen that in?
Never.
The document that made America a nation.
So right there.
So
no, that's insane.
So when people are like, no, we're not a Christian nation. And like the professor says, well, like, it's obvious. We know this. What document are you basing it on? Because literally, the very first motion of the first meeting was to open with prayer. The most famous painting of the First Continental Congress is them in prayer. Like, you start tracking through this, these were not secular guys. These were people that knew if God wasn't part of the story, we were never going to succeed. In fact, so much so that as we're celebrating independence, right now, happy 250, that's a document that made us a free independent nation. Now, obviously, we're celebrating the Declaration.
In the name of the Trinity. That's insane.
Right.
In my entire life, I've never heard that.
Smithsonian.
Now, some of these guys were into other stuff too. You know, we do know about Benjamin Franklin and like his dealings overseas and his house being found with all the bones under it and everything.
Yeah.
So there is
Hellfire.
the Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
And he used to go to France all the time and wrote about, you know, his escapades over there. So, I mean, these weren't perfect men by any means, but it doesn't mean that they still didn't understand the value of this country being established.
Yeah, and not only that, like, Benjamin Franklin might not have been truly like a Christian, but he submitted to the ideas of Christianity under, and John Adams Just like when you look at John Adams' life, that dude was a Christian.
Yeah.
Like you see it in how he rolled and the stuff the letters that they have from him.
Yeah.
So this stuff is obvious. And it's not about like yeah, you can talk about these things about Benjamin Franklin.
And the Freemason lineage connected to George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, these guys, yeah.
But when you look at the ideas, where do they come from?
Mm-hmm.
The Bible. They're biblical principles, right? And that's the point. Like it's founded upon this. And you can take the things that are the foundations and you can raise them up.
Mm-hmm.
That's like nobody's perfect. We still have slavery, and we posted that on here that the actual declaration, the first draft of the Declaration of Independence, which Thomas Jefferson's grandson found, right?
Yep.
Had slavery in it. Talked about how they wanted to abolish slavery. They attempted a few times to abolish slavery.
Yeah.
But it was unsuccessful because of the colonies or the states in the South, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like it wasn't attempted, and eventually they went to war over it. So these are things that they had in their mind, like, yeah, this isn't adding up. Like in terms of the Bible, this doesn't add up. They had that there. It was just that everybody didn't hold to that, right? And
why? Because there was an incentive for them to keep slaves,
right?
You know,
that's how they made their money. Like so, and we see this all the time,
right?
Right. It's the same thing. Like when people try to talk about the Crusades and like look at what Christians did, or the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, Spanish Inquisition's another one. Yeah.
But here's the difference. Like you can look to the Bible and you can say, yeah, based off the Bible, these things were wrong. Now, Crusades, that's a whole different thing because I'm not saying the Crusades were all wrong, but I am saying that like anything, you can go too far with stuff, right? Because Crusades were justified, but then some of the Crusades went too far.
Yeah.
And Spanish Inquisition. There was some, like, if you think about the Spanish Inquisition, it had to do with getting out Islam, right? Trying to, out of your own work and mentality and fight, carnal mind, fear, try to never go there again, right? Which is never going to work. You don't do things in that way. So you're trying to get rid of all Muslims, get rid of all Jewish people, right? Anything that comes against Catholicism. And it's basically like you're trying to cleanse the country in a perverted way, right? That goes against the Bible.
Right.
You can't look at the Bible and actually line that up. But if you have people in power, there's nothing you can do about it that have those ideas. There's nothing you can do about it, right? This is the problem. So anybody can take what is done in the U.S. and pervert the ideas of the founding fathers, or you can refine them into the truth.
Yeah.
Right? They can go either way. They can get perverted and turn into something else, just like what happened with the Spanish Inquisition, right? Anything. But when you have ideas that are foundationally false, foundationally corrupt, foundationally a problem, right? You can say inherently corrupt, a problem, right?
Yeah.
Perverted. There's nothing you can do with it.
Yep.
It's like Islam. There's nothing you can do with it. It is at its core evil, right? It's perverted at its core.
Yeah.
At its core. We don't got to talk about how Muhammad married a 6-year-old. Like, at its core, perverted.
Yep. No, but they'll openly lie about that, as we gonna see.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jordan. I didn't realize he was in the chat, man. What's up, man? I hope you're still watching. He said, bro, if someone in your family is playing on a sports team, you're going to be rooting for that team. And nobody would criticize you about it. Like, but it's your son's team, the best. Is your son's team the best team? Same idea with your country in a competition on the world stage, in my opinion. And then he said, they said Graham had some kind of heart issues. Yep. Went over that. All right, let's get to this next.
So I'm gonna give some other examples. So first of all, more than anything else, this is what you guys book. Like, just blew me away. I mean, literally, you're tossing out 10, 15 quotes. There's hundreds of pages of original source quotes.
There's over 1,000 footnotes back to original documents.
Okay, so I'm just going to give a couple others. Just from your book. Again, John Quincy Adams, the founding father, son of the founding father John Adams, personally knew most of the founders. He too recognized they were predominantly Christian, declaring, and this is a direct source quote, "From the day of the Declaration, the people of the North American Union and of its constituent states were associated bodies of civilized men and Christians. They were bound by the laws of God, which they all, and by the laws of the gospel, which they nearly all acknowledged as the rules of their conduct."
Can we pause for a second? Because that would be like your Jefferson and Franklin saying, like, the rules of the gospel, that is Christianity. So not all of them were Christian, but nearly all of them. There's a couple exceptions, but the overwhelming majority were professors of Christianity.
And that's what the guys who were actually there
are saying that.
Okay.
Right.
I'll give some more. In 1854, the U.S. Bro, this kind of stuff is like, I mean, seriously, you just feel like I've been lied to my whole life. In 1854, the U.S. House Judiciary Committee. This is the official governing body of the United States. The U.S. House Judiciary Committee similarly affirmed, quote, "Christianity was the religion of the founders of the Republic, and they expected it to remain the religion of their descendants." This is the U.S. House Judiciary Committee in 1854. Attorney, will you throw up that screenshot of the National Call to Prayer? Okay, so this is like one of the calls. You have this in your book. This is one of the calls. This is the original document, original language, National Calls to Prayer. I quote, "These calls to prayer were not bland, vague, or deistic. They were explicitly Christian. For example," and this is it, "in March 1776, the founders asked the country to observe a day of humiliation, fasting, and prayer, that we may, quote, appease his righteous displeasure, and through the merits and mediation of Jesus Christ, obtain his pardon and forgiveness." I'm going to give just a couple others. These are the ones that blew my mind the most. Again, we already read the Pennsylvania State Constitution. You couldn't serve in public office in Pennsylvania without swearing allegiance to the Old and New Testaments and Jesus Christ. This is the same thing. This is the Delaware State Constitution at the founding of our nation. Okay, "Every person who shall be chosen a member of either house or appointed to any office or place of trust shall make and subscribe the following declaration, to wit, I, blank, do profess faith in God the Father and in Jesus Christ, his only Son, and the Holy Ghost, one God, blessed forevermore. And I do acknowledge the Holy Scriptures of the Old and New Testament to be given by divine inspiration." You couldn't serve in public office in Delaware without making this. Okay, just imagine. This is one more. This is Massachusetts State Constitution, again, 1780. So this is 4 years after the founding of our nation.
But worth saying, in 1780, so several states, it took them several years to figure out the wording, but partly also because in some of these states, there's active war raging. And so like in their capital cities where they were meet, they're like, we can't meet right now. There's literally, it's filled with British soldiers in war. And so these are still considered the original state constitutions, even though they came a little after 1776, because that's the first time they can get together and figure it out.
Okay, interesting. Okay. These are just the things that absolutely blew me away. So all I'm going to do right here is read the prayer of the First Continental Congress. That's all this is. I'm sure you know where I'm going here. This is the prayer, First Continental Congress. "O Lord, our heavenly Father, high and mighty King of kings and Lord of lords, who dost from thy throne behold all the dwellers on earth and reignest with power supreme and uncontrolled over all the kingdoms, empires, and governments, look down in mercy. We beseech thee on these our American states who have fled to thee from the rod of the oppressor and thrown themselves on thy gracious protection, desiring to be henceforth dependent only on thee. To thee have they appealed for the righteousness of their cause. To thee do they now look up for that countenance and support which thou alone canst give. Take them, therefore, Heavenly Father, under thy nurturing care. Give them wisdom of counsel and valor on the field." Now I'm going to skip forward. Okay, I'm going to get down to this part. Okay, so the prayer ends like this. "Preserve the health of their bodies and the vigor of their minds. Shower down on them in millions they here represent such temporal blessings as thou seest expedient for them in this world, and crown them with everlasting glory in the world to come." And then here's how it ends. "All this we ask in the name and through the merits of Jesus Christ, thy Son and our Savior. Amen." That, ladies and gentlemen, was the first prayer at the First Continental Congress.
Yeah. Any questions? Like, come on. Like, enough said there. Like, stop playing.
Yeah, man.
Like,
it's so obvious when you have history brought to you.
Yep.
Right? It's all there. It shows this connection that we have to recognize. There was no separation of God and state. There was a separation of
church.
And that has to be not the church, but just denominational churches that would get power. They didn't want that to happen in states.
Right.
They didn't want to hold that over the state, because that's where oppression can come in, right?
Which is what's going to lead us to the next clips that you sent me, because that is literally the idea of Islam.
Right. And so, and even that's why Islam is not compatible with the United States of America, because of how it was founded.
Yeah.
Right. So the only way it can be compatible is if Islam is not worshipped or practiced in its fullest, right? You got to dumb down.
You have to water it down.
You got to water it down.
Yeah. All right, let's play this.
Now, I'm playing this clip last because I want you guys to compare the two videos that I played just before the Muslim cop woman. I want you guys to listen to the people that they have in these positions that are trying to seep into the Texan government. Listen to how ignorant they are, and listen to what they're lying about. And they're trying to sugarcoat what the Sharia actually is.
But what interest Florida designated?
There should be two of those, so it's the other.
Now, again, Israel is a new nation, 1948, you know the war.
Not that one.
We are obliged as Muslims to take the authority away from the people who have it and implement the Sharia.
Yeah,
I hope that will come.
Yeah. Okay.
We are obliged as Muslims to take the authority away from the people who have it and implement the Sharia. I hope that can come in a very peaceful way. I hope that we can do that in a way, where there's no bloodshed. If the Muslims have authority and they have the ability to remove oppression, they must remove the oppression. So we believe man-made law is oppression because they are implementing non-Islamic law, violating their own sanctity. No, I think that there are two types of jihad in which people are engaging in today. One is the jihad of the word, and the other is jihad of the sword. So in Britain, we are engaged in the jihad of the word. And it's as important to remove the ideological foundation and, if you like, the pillars of Western civilization, like democracy and freedom and secularism, and to expose them and to bring back people to worshipping the one true Lord, which is Allah.
I don't know about y'all, but all I got was go to another country that's not yours, that's not Islamic, make yourself the victim. Therefore, you can justify why you want to come in, take over, and implement your rule. It's because they're oppressing you from taking over. You see how that works? I want to take over, and you want to stop me from taking.
So this is why, like, oppressed victim. You're gonna hear this a lot. Oppressed victim. Why? Because it's connected to how the devil works. The devil is the accuser. How do you accuse somebody? You have to make them the antagonist.
Right.
You have to make them the one that you are justified to come against, right?
You have to put a claim on them. Yeah.
You got to make them the oppressor, right?
Over because that's my God-given right. You are the one that is being the aggressor, not me. I'm actually the victim.
As a Muslim, my response to all of this is do your worst. I'm not afraid. Because even if this body is broken, the spirit inside of it, you cannot reach. And it will continue, and Allah will replace you. Whether I see that or not is irrelevant. But I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of the US government. I'm not afraid of the United States Army. I'm not afraid of ICE. I'm not afraid of whatever they control. Not only am I not afraid, but it is my life mission to stand against all of the above. That every single iota of strength, wealth, and spirit that I have until I die will be spent fighting everything I just mentioned. To the last breath, or until they seize their oppression, seize their injustice. That's my reason for existence. And the sunnah that I follow is not only the sunnah of my messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he commanded us with this being.
Yeah, we've heard it all before. Islam and their God-given right is to be in control. They cannot be under submission to any other government, especially when it opposes Islam. So what happens? Instead of them leaving, they have to try their best to overthrow that government. Because why would we leave? We could just take over.
I've been wearing hijab 13 years as an NYPD member of service. We came from where there was barely any Muslim officers to where we have over 1,200 members of service. And over 10 ladies wearing hijab as a member of service, uniform member of service. And I think that's awesome. And I'm looking forward for another 100,000 ladies wearing hijabs in the near future. Wear your hijab, sisters. Be confident in it. Don't let nobody tell you different, right? Because remember, we wear
Muslims in New York just sound like Puerto Ricans for some reason.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first, and everything else is going to fall in place.
They are getting very confident in exposing their plan. The fact that she used that high number, obviously that was an exaggeration, but she would be so happy if that was the case, that there was 100-something plus thousand hijabi police officers and Muslim police officers. And then at the end, she said that we wear it for Allah. The fact that she ended it with we do it for Allah doesn't show signs that she's trying to get people to wear hijabs because they're different. This is a religious thing. If you guys believe that your God wants you to walk around with your hair covered up no matter what, and if you don't, it's considered a sin, well then you can go ahead and do that on your own. The problem that we have with Islam is that they try to spill their religion on everybody. It's not just, hey, I want you to become a Muslim. They want their whole entire Muslim and religious customs to be a thing, and then everybody else that's not Muslim is just going to have to be subjugated or have to pay a tax because they are not that.
Now that other clip.
Now, I'm playing this clip last. Now, I'm playing this clip last because I want you guys to compare the two videos that I played just before the Muslim cop woman. I want you guys to listen to the people that they have in these positions that are trying to seep into the Texan government. Listen to how ignorant they are and listen to what they're lying about. And they're trying to sugarcoat what the Sharia actually is.
But what interest? Florida designated you a foreign organization. Texas has designated you as an FTO. What interest would a foreign organization have? I mean, a lot of people have asked the question, why do you care so much that CARE is here? And so I would ask you the question, what interest do you have as a foreign organization in
why
the
do
social
you
studies
care so
Texas?
much
So designation
that
is not
CARE is here? Do you know what CARE is?
Yeah, it's the something about American Islam Relations, Council for American Islamic Relations or something like that.
Yeah, CARE is one of the biggest outreach Islamic.
Yeah, Ilhan Omar. That's where that clip from. I think that some people did something. She was speaking at a CARE event when she said that thing.
Yeah. It was founded in, I think, 1994. But it's when you trace it back, it looks to be connected to Islamic Brotherhood, right? Funding Qatar.
Wow.
You know, so you got to trace these things back, understand what they're trying to do through this. It's just funny that they're called CARE, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny that he said, why do you care, about CARE?
Right.
You know, because this guy's like, there's nothing wrong with them. Just look away, you know. And this is the issue that they're having. And they're bringing this up because it's a problem. And CARE is acting like it's about, again, relations between communities, right? But it's really about lying and being able to come in and then taking over. And this is what's been happening.
Florida actually won the case against the governor, and we are hopeful also that we will do the same here in Texas.
Just trying to keep
this is my answer.
Just so your interest.
I'm answering your question.
Just what is your interest though in the social studies?
So a designation is not a law, so we are not a organization. There was a designation, and we are suing the governor, and it is still.
Man, something seems very odd about that first interaction. I don't think she actually answered his question. He then asked the question again, and she still decided to not answer the question. It seems like she's only trying to get them to understand Islam is not a T organization.
It is still in the courts, so we are not a first organization.
It's just a Ma'am, can you answer the question, please?
And we are challenging it in the.
We understand. You made the point twice. Allow it. Can you answer his question, please?
As a civil rights and advocacy Muslim organization, we want to make sure that all students learn the facts and the truth about the history, and this should be inclusive. Our curriculum, especially the social studies, should be inclusive and should be accurate, so that every student learn the truth and we prepare them for the future.
Okay, and I'll reclaim my time to ask one more question. Is it true that the Prophet Muhammad married a 6-year-old little girl named Aisha? Yes or no? Is that no? He did not marry a 6-year-old little girl named Aisha. And that's the position.
It's not 6 years old.
She was not 6 years. How old was she?
No. So according to Islamic law, any girl or boy to marry, they have to reach puberty. But also it's just based on the culture. So now in the Muslim countries, Muslim majority countries, we have 18, 21. This is the age for marriage.
She's just gonna lie, straight up lie about that. Is this something that but they're allowed to do that, right?
Yeah, it's called taqiyya.
Right.
The culture, but Islamically, they have to reach puberty.
What about all
marriage for children?
Islamic scholars, like say Ibrahim Kazmaruni, for example, who's the former imam of the mosque, the Islamic Center of America, who said that he married her at 6 and then consummated that marriage at 9.
You ask him. Sorry, I have no idea about this. You go and ask him.
Thank you.
How are you trying to advocate for social studies via Islam, and you just outright denied one of your most authentic sources within Islam? One, she said that she wasn't 6, and then when he said how old was she never actually gave an age. Now, I hope that everybody watching understood that, but apparently there's always some ignorant fool in the audience that is going to advocate for, oh, well, the people who have this wrong idea about Islam, it's just misinformation.
Those people that have concerns about Sharia law being implemented in our curriculum, I do believe they're kind-hearted. I believe that they're not racist or Islamophobes. I think they just have misinformation being thrust upon them, and unfortunately, that misinformation tends to lead to interactions like the ones we saw earlier today with that student.
Yeah, so, and we need to educate them. Yeah, thank you.
2 steps forward.
Yeah, we need to educate them.
Now, see how we need to educate them. That sounds like communism, right? That sounds like everybody who's in college right now learning about what's it called? Gender studies, right? It's all about you need to be educated or you need to be re-educated.
Re-education camps, right?
Yep.
Where was that? Where have we heard that before?
Yeah.
Steps back. This uneducated guy on Islam literally just catered to her position of misinformation, and that's why they're talking
Funny
about
how that guy sounded gay too. Just gonna say
Islam like that. But when she was asked how old was Aisha, she never gave an age. So what misinformation are you even referring to, bro?
Member Pickering.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If the lady in blue will please come back up. My name is Dr. Shaza.
Yes, ma'am.
So I agree with you. We should teach the accuracy of radical Islam in America. I didn't say that. Well, I'm saying it. And I'm also saying that I think that we should teach a United States ambassador, 2 Navy SEALs, 2 CIA agents that were murdered at the hands of radical Islam, 3,000 Americans on 9/11, 17 U.S. Navy sailors, 3 Texans just a month ago were murdered at the hands of radical Islam, just 3-4 streets from here, okay? And then 50 Americans in Orlando, Texas, and then 13 murdered servicemen, our United States military servicemen at Fort Hood, all at the hands of radical Islam. So I am all for teaching accuracy in our social studies teachings and how radical Islam is murdering Americans and Texans. Thank you for sharing your opinion. Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Look, I'm gonna put it like this. I love Muslims. I love people of other religious faith as well too. But the problem is that I've studied a lot of Islam and I actually understand what Islam teaches. And most of the Muslims that go out preaching Islam is peace, they actually don't really know about the religion that they're following. They're very ignorant of what it actually teaches and the strong theology behind it as far as going out and spreading Islam and taking over and subjugating everybody who's not Muslim under you. This is the reason why in certain Muslim countries that are heavy Muslim countries, you actually see this subjugation taking place. So the problem is that they want to come in, they want to try to slowly implement that stuff into America and in other places. Like we've shown on these videos time and time again, we have to educate ourselves on what the religion teaches. This has nothing to do with disliking Muslims. It has everything to do with the cult that they're following.
Exactly.
Yeah. And exactly. Like you can love Muslims and not love their ideology. And unfortunately, it does affect them as people, right?
Yeah.
You take it in to your heart and it's going to affect you. Like there's no way to get around that. And you see that, like, man, I see that with watching the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I see that with how I see so many, a lot of Muslims I know that everything's a conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's like main one's toting Argentina stuff.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it's easy to be a victim.
Yeah.
It's easy to look at things and criticize when that's what it's based off of. Think about it. Islam has come to criticize, right? What is it doing? First and foremost, there's only one God, right? It's literally saying the reason why Islam has come is to make sure you guys know there's one God. Okay, what does that mean? Right? Jesus is not the Son of God. It's comes to criticize, to correct, because everybody else got it wrong. And this is why, so
it's anti-Christ.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Spirit of Antichrist, right?
I will say there's a huge player that they like to push that took a lot of money from Islam, from an Islamic nation.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Reinado.
Yeah. All right, let's play this next one.
Now, again, Israel is a new nation, 1948, you know, the wars, 48, 56, all kind of thing. And by God's grace, miraculously won because they were outnumbered, outgunned. People don't recognize it wasn't just in Egypt.
Okay,
and Jordan,
so real
Syria.
quick,
They were
just to put this in
They were
context,
giving them
he's
millions
talking
of
about Israel coming into the land and then what they had to deal with, like coming in, because people think it was they had to fight wars against everybody around them,
right?
You know, and just like you saw that little gunboat with America, like versus Great Britain, who's the world power at that time, like Israel, the stuff that they had to deal with, like it was crazy that they won and kept that land, right?
Yeah, we were just watching David yesterday, and you see that story there too, where it's just him against, you know, this big giant and the entire Philistine armies behind him, you know, and he's out there by himself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
To help them destroy the Jewish state. But again, each time they fought, it was an existential war for Israel. They didn't have a choice. It wasn't like we could just kind of lose this one. Like, you're going to win, over, right? So they would win, and as they continue to grow, and they would continue to show themselves that they're going to be tough to beat. They couldn't get rid of these Israelis, right? These Jews, they couldn't get rid of these Jews. They hate these Jews, right? So what happened was they started a disinformation campaign to delegitimize their existence. The Palestine Liberation Organization was formed by the KGB, the Soviet disinformation arm, and the Arabs. And that's why even the name is fake.
Oh, so Yasser Arafat is a KGB op, basically. Yes. He's a Soviet asset.
Literally trained in Moscow, literally. As was Mahmoud Abbas.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that until I watched this. Like,
don't know
that's
it.
crazy.
We did Institute for Black Solidarity with Israel on our YouTube page. We have a thing that's called We Are Not the Same, How Free Palestine is for the Black community. So folks can check that out. We break some of this down. Go on YouTube page and check it out. Those 7 quick episodes, you kind of understand kind of the gist of it, right? Plus we're working on a new book with that same title right now, right? So what happened was they then formed this disinformation op in 1964. So again, those of you know your Israeli history, Israel didn't even have access to Judea and Samaria until 1967.
So
That's
what
right.
the hell were they liberating? If it was a liberation organization, right? It was never about liberation.
Apartheid state. Pastor Doomie was apartheid state.
It was already apartheid state. This guy said it was all it was all a psychological operation to delegitimize Israel on a world stage. Now here's the thing: in order for them to make it effective, they needed the credibility of black leaders. Because if you're going to delegitimize something as unjust or racist or whatever, who better to try to have as an ally than black folks who've actually experienced, along with our Jewish brothers and sisters, experienced all those things. Now, here's the thing. Yasser Arafat, he doesn't become the chairman until 1969, right? He becomes it the year after Dr. King was assassinated. Dr. King, who stood flat-footed and defended Israel, right? As did the civil rights. What did Dr. King? The entire civil rights establishment stood with Israel and the Jewish people, right? This is just true. He's in the 70s. Arafat comes in, and what's the playbook that's revealed? Stand next to black leaders and declare his movement a civil rights movement. Now, he wanted to destroy the Israelites, the Jews, from the river to the sea. But you can't say that, Tinashe. If you're going to finesse that and sell it to the public, you can't just stand up and say, I want to kill all the Jews, right?
Of course.
Most folks are going to be, okay, man, we ain't rocking with that, right? Even for the anti-Semites, tone that down a bit, right? So what he says is, we want justice. We want liberation. We want freedom. So then he goes, stands next to the Jesse Jacksons.
Yeah.
Then next to the Nelson Mandelas. Again, I'm not coming against Nelson Mandela. I'm just saying, stand next to them. That's why you Google his picture, you see he's always standing and smiling next to black people all the time.
I just checked. I was just searching on the AI to check about Yasser Arafat, and it says, yes, according to multiple accounts from Soviet bloc defectors and intelligence sources, Yasser Arafat received training and support from the KGB in the Soviet Union / Russia.
Woo! And that's on ChatGPT.
That's Grok.
Oh, that's
yeah,
Grok.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
still.
still. Yeah, man. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
To see that, again, communism, oppressed, oppressor, right? You're always playing the victim. This is literally the playbook of the devil. Like, what is he called in the Bible? The accuser
of men. Yeah.
So that's literally
the brethren.
Yeah, accuser of the brethren.
Yeah.
But what do you got to do? You have to point the finger. Where do you point the finger at? God's people.
Yeah.
Right? You're always pointing people. You're going to point the finger at the ones that you need to get knocked out of there, right? If you want to replace them, right? You got to figure out, how can I do this? I got to make them look like the oppressor.
Yeah.
And every time, that's the playbook. It's never changed. And you're seeing this, like, communism is just a tactic.
Yeah.
Right? Of the devil, right? That men think they came up with on their own. It's a demonic tactic. And you see it play out in Islam. That's why they're compatible, right? That's why they're like, okay, we got to figure out how do we get sympathy, right? How do I, like, think about it. What does a narcissist do? How does a narcissist win you over?
I mean, many ways. They manipulate.
But how? They focus you on, did you ever notice she's always doing that thing over? Why does she do that?
Right.
You know what? Like, they get you to focus on people,
right?
Like, get you to come against them, right? They get you, I really like talking to this person. But all they're really doing is manipulating you, right? And they're only on your side until you're not useful to them anymore.
Right.
Kind of sounds like Islam, right?
Yeah.
Think about Iran. Iran used the communists to gain power. What happened to the communists? They killed them after they gained power, right? So you just see this over and over again. It's a demonic playbook.
That's what they're doing. Islam. They're trying to take power. They're trying to take over. Period. That's what they want. Yeah. Especially with the Christians, they want to kill us all.
Yeah, but I won't. We're not saying all Muslims.
No, I don't.
We're not
I mean
saying that. But the ideology and where it goes to, because it's about proving yourself. So think about it. Like, that's why I'm making the connection with soccer, because why do you think they get so mad? Like, why did the coach of Egypt get so upset? Right? Because he's already in that ideology, right? So when they don't win, they gotta. And think about it. They're losing. They've already called Argentina the enemy. Like, they're praying against. They're the enemy because they're a Christian nation, right? They're calling them a Christian nation. They're an infidel. So now think about that mentality. How do you now live with yourself when you think that Islam, we're God's people?
Yeah.
Right? How do you justify
How does
that?
God let us lose to them?
Yeah,
It's got to be corruption.
It's got to be corrupt.
Yeah.
You have to justify it. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So that now you got to make yourself the victim.
Mhm.
And that's what happens every time.
That's why he was that happy around black folk, because he knew that they were the way in.
Yep. Even though he knew his people were enslaving black folks as he stood there, right? He knew that there's some 2 million African slaves throughout the Arab Islamic world, and Yasser Arafat, like the rest of them, are fully aware of that, but they know that Westerners don't know that. They know that Westerners not aware of that. So he's saying, yo, you're my black brother. So here it is. I'm your Arab brother who's trying to destroy Israel. And I'm coming against Arabs. I'm talking about these trying to destroy Israel, right? I'm trying to destroy Israel. I'm not going to have any credibility. But if I stand next to Tinashe, who's a black man, now they'll listen. Okay, this is why the anti-Israel student groups, nobody listens to them until they form an alliance with who? Black Student Union? African Student Union. Why do they do that? Why? Because ain't nobody listening from the further to the sea and blah, 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 Israel, none of that kind of stuff, right? But what do? They start forming alliances and having events with the black students on that group. Now,
That's why these Marxists always try to align themselves with black plights, black groups, Black Lives Matter, NAACP.
Yeah, you see LGBT.
Yeah.
Because you know why? It's not because blacks are special, like as people. It's because
they have a legit
they
have a legit gripe of oppression.
Yes, you can see it, but at the same time, if you make that thing your weapon, you are going to die by that same sword. And that's the horrible truth. So all these black people who are accepting that, right, it's going to affect you in a horrible way. The moment you that's why forgiveness is so powerful.
Yeah.
Right? When we forgive, right, we give up everything we're holding against somebody. We give up that weight. Mm-hmm. We become lighter, freer. Freer, right? Mm-hmm. That's a mental state. We can do more when we give up something, right? That's why it says, don't judge, right? Judge not, or you will be judged. Forgive, and it will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given. Pressed down, shaken together, right? Think about that. Why is all that connected together? Because that's the process. And when, especially in our generation and forward, man. Well, your generation, Mom, there's the 60s, the 70s. It's been such a push to. There's nothing wrong with looking at injustice and having sympathy for people, but when you look at it as you gotta bow to them because of their injustice, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. When you're looking at it as, what do they call it now? The Olympics, something Olympics. What do they call it?
Oh, the Oppression Olympics.
Oppression Olympics, yeah. That's how you win the game. Yeah. Who's more oppressed?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's a whole different game. You're judging in that way.
Yeah.
That's not how we're supposed to judge at all.
What do they call it? The scholars call it intersectionality or something like that, where it's about how many places of oppression intersect on you, and that's where you fall on the hierarchy.
Yep. And the girl did it. The girl in that video where she was trying to
I'm
with
black,
the flags.
I'm black, I'm a woman, and I'm gay. Yeah.
She was making all the connection of that intersectionality. Yeah, that's all ideology, right? That's all that re-education.
But then when you watch them, these people that think this way, when they try to organize and they try to accomplish anything, nothing can ever get done because everyone is just focused on their oppression. Like when we showed the meetings where it's just constantly point of privilege. I'm not okay with this. Make sure we don't do this. And then someone's not okay with the fact that you said that, and nothing ever gets done.
Because there's no real ideology.
Yeah.
That's why atheists are the easiest to manipulate in that way, because think about atheists are usually even atheists because they live in a Western civilization. So the connection is not, it's more to the God of the Bible, right? So they're more at war with the God of the Bible. So when anything else comes in, They might not believe it, but because of that ideology, they're going to submit to it unknowingly.
Yeah.
They're easier to influence, right?
Right.
And that's what you see happening, because all they got to do is come in and hijack it, right? Or people who have become, because communism is a religion, right? And how it's played out. So when you hijack these people who they can't get nothing done, and you say, all right, this is what we're going to do, it's easy for them to fall in line because it connects to everything that they're stuck on, but they don't know how to put it into action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, all right. We got one more clip. Let's play this last one.
And what it also does, it dismisses our history. How do you think we built Black Wall Street? How do you think we built Tuskegee Institute? How do we had all those obstacles and still became landowners, educators. Someone became oil barons. Okay, and that's why I said we had a series called Superheroes. I said when you look at what we faced and we still were able to accomplish, I descended from superheroes. I mean, wait. You had lynch laws weren't even on the books yet, and these folks were owning businesses, right? Thomas Cole said it like this: between the end of the Civil War and less than 50 years later, the Black community, now post-slavery, went from 0% literacy to over 50% literacy, less than 50 years. He said, economic historians say nothing like that has ever happened before. And I know what I do. I say, you ain't skippy. That's right.
It's from superheroes,
It was against the law to teach a slave to read. So you have millions of Black slaves, former slaves who are now illiterate. And in less than 50 years, they're educators. They graduate from colleges. They start in business. I'm going, man, don't tell me. Again, it's a combination of a constitutional republic and a free market society. Once again, this nation, right? But also a people who were formerly now slaves. They are now fully participate. Is there still racism? Yes. Is there still poverty? Yes. Is there still problem? Yes. But the poverty level is dropping huge every decade. Every decade, there's more and more Black folks owning businesses, educated with postgraduate degrees, all of these things. And this is what was accomplished. The victim mentality robs a young Black woman, a man, of all of that. And it says that dismisses all of that. Somehow, what I just described, those were sellouts, Pastor Bisani. Man, I'm a psycho. So you know exactly they went through was because they were set out. Do you understand that they had to face all the type of discrimination that you will never know as a young Black person? You will never know what it was that they went through, and they still built institutions. And here's the thing, Tanashi, back to the God thing, because their focus was the God of Israel. This is why those Negro spirituals was go down Moses.
That's right.
They knew that their deliverance was because of the God of Abraham, Isaac. Let me I'm gonna give this some information. So lift every voice and sing is what I call the granddaddy of all the Negro spirituals, right? Lift every voice and sing till up in heaven. So it's a psalm that was written back in 1899. The writer was James Weldon Johnson, who also got his postgraduate degree and was a principal of a school. His brother set it to music. It's sung now. The NBA sings it, the NFL sings it, and everything. Right? It became this pop culture thing. But what it was among other things, it was an ode to and a prophetic word to the descendants of Black slaves. Right? So without getting to the whole thing, and I have the information on that as well. They go on our YouTube channel. They can find out about that. We break that down too. But I want to say this part here. The last stanza of "Lift Every Voice and Sing" is a prayer over the descendants of slaves. In other words, my generation and beyond. Right? Now, begin in 1899. Right? And it goes like this. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in thy path, we pray. Pause. In other words, God, you brought us out. We want you to keep us, right? We want you to keep us. This is the prayer over us. Here's the thing. Here's the next part of the stanza. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. It's a direct reference to Jeremiah chapter 51. Flee Babylon, for she has made the world drunk with her wine, and they have gone mad. The Black elders of the late 1800s prayed over my generation and beyond, right? God, don't let them forget who brought them out. Don't let them forget where don't let them forget what Tuskegee came. Don't let them forget where it came from. Here's my point. What's the point you make, Pastor Musani? Victim mentality is the antithesis of that.
That's deep. That's deep. And it made me think of the Lion and Young Lion. You know what I mean?
Which one?
The second verse.
Oh, who is your? I'm trying now. I gotta think of the.
Whose power will be lost and broken. Your walls will fall like the sound of the ocean, 'cause she brought you down in chains, seduced by the wine of her ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Drunk from the taste.
Yeah. Because and think about it, and that's connected to Revelations, where she gets drunk off of the wine of the saints, right? Why? Because it's about the justice. Like, think about our desire. Our desire as human beings outside of God is to justify ourselves, right? And whenever we think about how good it feels, like when you punch somebody in the face and you feel justified. Like, not to say I've done that a lot,
Yeah.
but when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I got into a lot of fights. And yeah, when you do that, it feels good in the moment. Because you feel justified, right? That's our flesh.
Yep.
Right? But it's all just a consolation. It's all fleeting, right? And that's what you get drunk off of.
Right.
That's what so many get drunk off of, feeling like they're bringing justice, feeling like they have a cause, right? How many of these people are like, we have a cause? That's where a lot of these communist revolutions come from.
Well, when you look at Antifa and all these people that are out there actually physically beating people up, spraying them with pepper spray, like they feel justified.
Right. They feel justified. But this is why God says, justice is mine, says the Lord. This is why he says to us that we are supposed to be lambs led to the slaughter, keeping our mouth shut, right? And again, I always say this, like, you can't be a lion until you are a lamb.
Yeah.
Right? Actual young lions, because young lion on your hat, we are learning to catch the right prey. We are learning to feed off of the right thing. Are we going to feed off of our own justice? Or are we going to feed off of Christ who became our justice? Right? Are we going to receive him? And that's the communion. Take this body, right? Drink my blood, drink my body. Why? Because he became the source of our life, right? Or are we going to make the source of our life corruption, where we feel justified, but it's not true justice?
Yeah.
Where we feel like we're coming against our oppressor, right? All this stuff. That's what the enemy's doing. He thinks that the God of this world, he is the God of this world. The oppressor, the actual accuser of the brethren, Satan, is really trying to believe that God is oppressing him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So he's
trying to convince everybody else.
And trying to convince everybody else to come to believe the same lie that he believes.
Wow, that sounds like the radical Muslims.
It does.
And
It's kill, steal, and destroy.
Because it's the same nature.
And some of the Satanist views are that, right? That I remember reading in Albert Pike's book that's the story of like why they worship Lucifer, because they believe that it was a battle between God. God is actually the evil one. He was jealous of Lucifer wanting to give knowledge to mankind that God didn't want them to have. So he's actually the oppressor. That's the.
He's trying to keep you from something.
Right. He's trying to keep you from something.
Yeah, but like everything, a good father is going to give you good things. He's not going to give you something that's going to harm you, right? He's not going to give you, I'm not going to give my kids certain things or introduce them to certain things. Think about it. If you introduce your kids to sex at a young age, you are going to mentally hurt them.
Yep.
You are going to hurt their souls, right? But does that mean, now can you say, oh, that means sex is bad? No, not in the right context, in the right time in their life. It's actually amazing in that context. What is the context? The way God intended it to be, right? Through marriage. Now, it's great, but you can't, I'm going to explain that to my kids.
Right.
I can explain it in a way where they can understand it at a certain time in their life, but to the degree that they need to understand it. As they get older, they'll come into more. Does that mean I'm oppressive? But we actually have people in this country that are saying that we are oppressing our kids by not, like, that's why they got these books in schools.
And if they have a teacher in school that says that, like, oh no, your parents are oppressing you because they're keeping you from knowing, they don't want you to know about this. You know.
Now, doesn't that sounds malicious? Because that person is not respecting the boundaries of those parents.
Right.
You're going behind their backs, just like Satan did. Right.
Right. But if you have vulnerable children, it can make sense to them, and then they start questioning. you and looking at you different.
And that's what happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is the story of the Bible over and over again, right? And we're just seeing how it plays out in this world. That's why, like, it's up to us as believers to just be able to recognize this and speak about it. Because you can look at everything that's happening in the world, right? And if you bring that through the lens of God, right? If you submit that to God, he can show it to you. But think about when you submit yourself to something else, how it gets perverted.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing it differently.
Yep.
You're perceiving it differently. But when we're like, all right, God, what is going on here? Why are all these things happening? What is happening? I'm asking you, I'm going to give it to you. Right? Again, or somebody can come along and hijack it and say, you know why that's happening?
Yep.
It's the same thing again with your kids. Like, if your kids
aren't submitted to you,
they're going to go outside and they're going to look for it in other ways.
And someone who is a narcissist or manipulative will see that vulnerability and take advantage of that. Yeah.
And they see the weakness, right? Is it our job to protect our kids? Yeah. But is it our job to rule over our kids with a heavy hand? No. So, and think about that. The more we just like are telling our kids, don't do that because I said so. Like, they're going to be curious.
Yeah.
But the more you're like, listen, I've made mistakes. There's some stuff in my life. I didn't know these things. Guys, I did these things because I had no clue. I wish I could go back. Right? I make mistakes. Hey, I did this. I'm sorry. Like, they know, like, that my dad's not perfect.
Yeah.
Right? But what he's saying is true.
Yeah.
Like, it makes a lot of sense because they can walk through it. But when I'm just like, no, this is it.
Yeah.
I know best. It doesn't make any sense to them because they can see you and like, you don't really believe what you're saying.
Right.
You ain't doing it.
You ain't living that way yourself. And do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. and that's why we got the whole like PK pastor kid syndrome, you know, that we see over and over again because are these pastors actually trying to just perform and look like something? So then they have to have their kids look like something. You know, our dad went through that.
Yep. And kids, even if they won't admit it, they see through that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And it affects them subconsciously, and then they start to maneuver different ways because of that.
Right. Or you can just trust God. Like, you don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to be something. And you just speak the truth to your kids.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Emma, man, watching. We were just talking about soccer and stuff earlier. Emma doesn't catch it all the time now because he's living far away.
Yeah.
But that's one of our
miss
OG,
you, Emma.
Miss you, man. He played a couple weeks ago.
No, I was there.
Oh, you were there? Yeah. He's one of the OG Patreon members, still locked in over there on Patreon. We appreciate you, man. But yeah, it was a good episode, man. We got through everything. Appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure you guys, again, hit that like button, share this video with your friends. And don't forget, if you want to become a part of the community that we're talking about here and really support what we do so we can continue to grow and build this thing up, the Patreon link is in the description. Cash App link is in there as well. And we have a merch link if you want to go ahead and support that way and get some of the gear and everything. And check out our music on our website as well, jatan.com. That link is also in the description. But we appreciate everybody. We love you. God bless everybody. We'll see everybody next week, man. Oh, no, we won't because I'm going to be away.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be away.
Have fun.
I wish you guys knew how to work because you guys could come and do it. But, but
sucks.
We'll see you guys in a couple weeks, man. Appreciate everybody. God bless. Peace.
Young lion, go live, yeah. Young lion, you rich, yeah. This kingdom has